From Champaign, Illinois, this is the Jumping the Rail podcast with your hosts Mark Redmond and Mike Nargelinas.
Welcome to episode 30 of the Jumping the Rail podcast, coming to you from Champaign, Illinois. This is Mark Redmond, and joined once again in studio by our buddy Mike Nargelinas. Narge, how you doing, buddy?
I am fantastic, sir. Wish it wasn't Tuesday, wish it was Friday, but
right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. You're off to hang out with the rock and roll crowd this weekend.
It's not Friday?
No.
Fuck. Okay.
You do have to show up to work tomorrow.
I know some people that every day is Friday.
Yes, I think that. Maybe that's what it is. I know it's Friday.
But yeah, Narge, you're going off to Louder Than Life Festival this weekend to see some rock and roll music there.
I am, yeah, looking forward to it. I just found out today, so I was planning to see Dirty Honey on Sunday as one of the early bands.
Right.
A buddy of mine, Jim, said, well, you got to go check out Shaman's Harvest,
yeah.
whatever. I'd never heard of them. So I Apple Music them, and their number one song,
Broken Dreams?
Yes, Drew McIntyre. I'm like, no. Well, I said, and I told my buddy, I said, well, why didn't you just mention it was a WWE thing? I'd have been all about it. He's like,
right.
Because he's not a fan. He was like, I didn't know either. So.
Not everybody's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the song I wish that he still used, because it was so cool when he used to use that back in the day.
Now, he used it at the Clash, right?
He
at
used like the beginning part of it.
Okay.
Like he did that into his current theme. But yeah, that's going to be fun. I was supposed to go to that, but circumstances arose where I could not make the trip, so I hope you have some fun on my behalf, as always.
I appreciate it. I kind of wish I had the old Demon WCW T-shirt to wear, going to see Kiss on Saturday night. So
did he have a Demon T-shirt?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
He had to.
They had to. With Gene Simmons involved and Bischoff, I'm sure there was.
If there's a way Gene could get a cut off of WCW merchandise, then he would make that happen.
Hey, if there was a Master P T-shirt running around,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Uh-oh.
Making Rey Mysterio look like a 12-year-old no-limit soldier in 1999.
Mark just brought
it's got a
bottle with yellow in it. You
it's
been
got a
peeing in that all day?
It's got a skull and crossbones. That might be dangerous.
I'm not convinced he hasn't been peeing in that jug all day. You ever see that? He was mentioned in South Park.
I'm just going to say, is there any opportunity in the world that somebody thinks my pee would be this clean?
It makes me think of the, you were mentioned in South Park in the living room earlier, the episode where Cartman's playing World of Warcraft all the time, and his mom has to give him a box to shit in.
Yeah.
It's just poison, guys.
Just poison. That's
just poison.
So we got a special episode lined up today, boys. We're doing our long-awaited movie TV special here. And I will take this. And I'm actually going to warn you, I'm not going to do a whole lot of this because I actually drove today. The wife stayed home. She's on vacation and she wanted to relax. So I have to be somewhat responsible
long
today.
Weeks can be killer, that's for sure.
That's the one.
She's got getting her a break.
Oh yeah, she deserves it.
Putting up with you?
Putting up with me?
She had a camp with you all last weekend in a tent.
Putting up with the fucking cats. Who are we kidding here?
This is very true. And it was a lot of fun, but you guys know I'm incapable of getting a suntan.
Yeah.
So just by Saturday night, I was already getting a sunburn. It was all good. My head didn't burn. Being new to the whole head shaving thing, that's my big concern is I've always got to stay covered so my head doesn't get a sunburn on it. Hey, don't defile the shot glasses, Narge.
What are these? Oh.
Titties and tequila. Oh. Right on.
You're like,
all right.
You're like, what are you going to do, fire me?
Yeah. Right.
Cheers.
Salute.
Once again brought to us by Terramana.
So before we get into
Terramana, not choke your mama.
That's right. So before we get into the movie stuff, which is going to take up the majority of the show today, there is a little bit of wrestling business to tend to, Narge. And that is on the AEW front. Tomorrow we will have a new World Heavyweight Champion. It's going to be either Bryan Danielson or Jon Moxley.
Yep.
Pick me a winner. Who's taking it?
Yeah, I think it's Moxley. Danielson's great. No, I don't feel like they've really used him to his full potential. And I think Tony just really likes Jon Moxley. Mm-hmm. I really do. And the crowd, they the crowd gets it with Moxley, it seems like. So
He's very much their people's champion, almost.
I think so, and I think they're building up. Again, I don't know what they're building to.
It seems I'm with you. I think Moxley takes it. I think they're building to MJF. It seems like the obvious.
Oh yeah, what am I
MJF's got the chip, but they're doing the promos back and forth. So I think MJF is the guy that's going to eventually take that belt off of Moxley.
Yeah, I don't see MJF and Bryan having a very good back and forth.
No, it'd be a weird dynamic.
MJF and Regal maybe.
Oh yeah,
with Regal and Bryan. But so what does this do for the Blackpool Combat Club? I'm curious about that.
Well, Regal kind of alluded to that on commentary last week. He said this was like the worst case scenario for him, was that both of his boys were gonna face off. But I think
how they formed this group, though. Those two guys beating the shit out of each other.
And I think that's what it comes down to. I think it'll just be best man win, beat the fuck out of each other. So now I can see there being some shenanigans. Maybe Jericho gets involved or Garcia or somebody. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so we got that. You got the Acclaimed getting a rematch from All Out with Swerve and Our Glory for the tag titles. And I think we talked about this. We think that this is going to be the night that the Acclaimed win the titles.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of titles swapping hands tomorrow, obviously.
A lot of scissoring, a lot of...
What kind of shit are you watching?
Scissor me, Daddy Marco.
Your camera's there, brother.
He's like, I will not do it. Hey, he wants the scissor. Don't leave him hanging on the scissor.
That's just for a merman.
Murray and Baker love that.
They do.
And I'm sure Rachel does too.
Oh,
she's got her different take on scissoring, I promise you.
We need to get that shirt that they had last week, the "Ooh, scissor me, daddy," and give that to Murray, because that's basically word for word what he says when he wants to.
Yeah, but
I know I'm leaving.
You put that on a child, and you walk into the wrong room, and all of a sudden you got some fucked
Is there any way we
parents.
can get a shirt that says "Scissor me, Pod Daddy"?
Pod Daddy.
Pod daddy.
I'll be your Pod Daddy.
Scissor me, Podfather.
I'm gonna leave that up to the audience. If you guys want a Scissor Me Pod Daddy T-shirt, let me know. And
we're only gonna do it with at least 5 pre-orders at $30 a piece.
Yeah, it's on the honor system. You have to buy one if I do this.
See that Conrad needs that scissor me, Podfather.
Yeah, he is the Podfather after all. I mean, he's got what?
Minder says
19...
Acclaimed better take it. Based on the conversation we're having now, I'm not sure what better take it really means.
I think she means they better win the tag titles.
I hope so. Otherwise, this scissor conversation just went a whole different direction.
Yeah, I mean, Billy has no ass boys anymore, so he's basically riding the scissor to the
Billy and the no
bank.
ass boys.
Billy ass and the ass boys.
Billy and the no ass boys.
So Grand Slam's going to be, I think, a lot of fun tomorrow. Like you said, I think there's going to be a lot of titles changing hands. I think every major title's on the line, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Does Wardlow have a title match? I can't remember. But women's titles in the 4-way, tag titles, world title. So,
you got Mark's attention. Women's title 4-way.
Yeah, wrestling.
I bet there's a lot of scissoring in there.
Well, the body scissors is a devastating submission hold.
Hey, I'd submit to it.
I got 2 kids that way. What?
That is
one out of nowhere,
struggle
like an
snuggle.
RKO. The struggle snuggle. I like that. So, one more headline I want to get into before we get into our main topic today. Logan Paul is the new #1 contender for the Universal Championship.
I don't hate it.
Neither do I.
I love it. People on the internet were hating it.
It makes perfect sense to me. But
this is that thing that the one actor held once, right?
What?
The Universal, is that the one the actor held?
No, that's WCW.
No,
Way off. That's not David Arquette.
No, okay.
Logan Paul, the YouTube.
I know who he is. Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
The guy that beat The Miz at SummerSlam.
Gotcha.
Great in the ring. Fantastic.
Yeah, putting in the work. They're doing the big Crown Jewel show in Saudi Arabia coming up, and he is going to be challenging for the world title in the main event.
Nice.
On that show.
And the Saudis love their
mainstream.
weird kind of mainstream. I mean, that's why we've seen Goldberg and all the other folks.
That's why they wanted the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. I mean, they're lucky we're not getting Goldberg and Logan Paul. I mean, that could have been an option, probably.
Yeah.
So
Or Goldberg and Lesnar, or Goldberg and Roman again.
You know what everybody's going to hate is when Logan takes it off of him after this big long reign.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I would blow my mind.
Oh, I'd love it if it happened, but I don't think it'll happen.
This is how I'm booking it. Logan wins. Okay, shows up on Monday, says he needs representation. That's when David Arquette comes out. No, did you think I was going to say Paul Heyman? No. David Arquette comes out. The internet just goes wild. Yes. This is how you battle Tony Khan.
There's no battling Tony Khan. Tony Khan's scared shitless right now.
Well, I mean, I guarantee his production team ought to be scared shitless.
Hey, he's not scared. The Jaguars are 1-1. They're the first in the AFC, whatever it is.
Who did the Jaguars beat this weekend?
They kicked their ass.
Colts. Suck out the Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts. Can you believe that shit?
Trevor Lawrence finally looked like Trevor Lawrence.
Right. It took him long enough.
You mean,
the hippie from Remember the Titans, Sunshine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was going to say from Mississippi, but he went to, where'd he go? Clemson?
Clemson, I think it was.
Clemson.
He's a tiger.
My old joke.
If you're a Tiger fan, fuck off.
My old joke is whenever LSU played Clemson, I'd always say I'm betting on the Tigers.
Oh, look out, dad jokes. Here we come.
I've got a few of them, but that's all right.
Did you guys happen to catch the interview? I don't know who the guy was. It's a weird name like Ariel or Errol or something.
Ariel Helwani with MJF?
Talking to Triple H the other night.
That was a couple weeks ago, yeah.
I saw it like the other day, but it was like 5 days ago. They said he did it. That was an interesting interview.
Yeah.
He's definitely putting in every bit of work he can to get The Rock to the next big one.
Yeah, I know they want him for WrestleMania.
He kept making little tiny jabs during the interview that were like, and I know The Rock's listening, and stuff like that. It was great.
Well, him and The Rock have history. Him and Triple H.
Hi, Dwayne.
That's a match that should have happened at WrestleMania, but never did.
Yeah.
Kyle, Dwayne.
Their SummerSlam matches. The one was the
Minders,
ladder match.
There's a ladder match in '98. Yeah,
that was that was a good one.
My favorite match they had together was probably the Iron Man match from Judgment Day. Yeah, the only question is, it's a given that you're getting Roman in the Rocket Mania in the main event of one of those nights. Question is it a title match?
Again, I think we've talked about that. It's not needed.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be a title match.
I think you talk about the head of the table, just the whole who really is the tribal chief of the Anawa family, Anawahi family. That's what you do. You battle for who the top dog is. You don't need the belt.
Now that Solo's up on the main roster, it makes it a little bit more interesting because they got more bloodline members now.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to throw this out there. Is The Rock's daughter still in NXT?
I believe she is.
Any chance she gets involved? Not even for him, against him, and aligns with Roman.
I don't know.
They don't have a female member. That's what I'm saying.
This is true, but I don't know if they do that route while doing the thing with Dominic and Ray.
That makes sense. We can't have all these disjointed Maury Povich families running around.
If you're getting a female member of the bloodline, I think the obvious choice is Naomi.
You're not the father.
What about Nia Jax? I love Nia Jax.
Now you're going to get Dwayne all excited.
You know who else loves Nia Jax? Adam Pearce.
Oh,
Adam Pearce loves Nia Jax.
Fell over backwards when he saw Dwayne.
Did you guys talk about this on the pod already?
We never brought this up.
You didn't bring this up.
Dwayne's listening.
Jumping the rails, #1 fan. Tell him, Mark. Tell him what he did. Tell him what he did.
So you literally pissed off somebody in the royalty.
So Adam Pearce, Scrap Iron, WWE official, is active on Facebook, and he does
Scrap
Q&A.
Daddy?
Scrap Daddy, former NWA World Champion. He does the occasional Q&As on Facebook.
Scissor me, Scrap Daddy.
Stop it.
But is he related to Pod Daddy or Podfather?
No. He's also not related to Franklin Pierce, former president of the United States.
And what about Hawkeye Pierce?
I was just about to say that for a minute.
There you go.
No, I don't think so. But anyway, so he's doing this Q&A. This is a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I think this was right after we did our last episode. And he has like a standing rule, like no questions about storylines. I don't do hiring and firing, so none of that. First question out of Dwayne's fucking fingers, are you bringing back Nia Jax? Just taking the rules and just pissing all over him. And then I forget what he said verbatim, but Adam said, Dwayne Carter, now you done it. no more
Dwayne
questions.
ruined it for everybody. Yeah, questions over or something.
And I think he was starting to he was kind of getting the business from the other people on the thread, too. After that, I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of...
No, when you sent that
I kind of slowly backed away like Homer Simpson into the bushes.
I about fell out of my chair, and I said, I know that guy. Dwayne, it's awesome. Hey, I pissed off JBL one time. He blocked me on Twitter.
Right? Well, being Bully Ray?
Yeah.
He still hadn't forgiven me for that.
And Mark pisses everybody off. There's nobody in town that likes Mark but
That's
us.
True. That's true.
So, Marco. I should say that. Not
Marco,
Mark.
yeah. Everybody
Some people
likes
like
me.
Mark.
Oh, you.
I mean, we can't even go to half the bars in town because Marco and his best friend.
Right. That'd be you.
I have never done anything. What are you doing? It's a Tuesday.
I know. It's Friday.
Shit. My name's not Joe.
Hammer.
No, I was talking about the other one. But yeah.
Well,
Neither of the Joes we know have a Friday.
Hammer's the only one that has every weekday's a Friday.
We know too many Hammers.
Lamandola's actually at that point where Fridays are real Fridays.
So you talking about Greg Valentine?
Yeah, happy birthday to the Hammer today.
Hey, wait for your crate that comes in the mail. Maybe something useful.
Nice.
I've seen it. It's awesome.
Is it a real
Yeah,
Hammer?
Dwayne, we know what you asked, brother. We know what you asked.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. It's close. You gotta tune into your little. You pull your box out and show your goodies.
All right. So to kick off the discussion about shit that matters.
Shit that matters. We don't do that here.
Today is the day Jumping the Rail goes to the movies.
And you did a little work on the graphic, I see there, Marco.
A new version for tonight only.
See, you should have had the Paramount or the Fox. Dun, 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 dun,
yeah. And you know what? This is great. Okay, so every time we do the podcast, every time we do the podcast, we have our intro music and our outro music. Now, I know personally, as do all of everybody here, that the song was completely composed, recorded, etc. by ours truly, Mark Redman.
What happened?
We get every single episode a copyright violation notice, and they mute the fucking music, telling us that music belongs to somebody else. And it's like, how in the fuck could it? And where's my? I can't even say, fuck you guys. It's we did this.
Yeah,
they don't give us any recourse. Every single episode.
We get a cease and desist. We're like the Young Bucks.
Every fucking episode. So anyways, Mark Redman, our encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to wrestling.
Truth.
What is...
the Ask Jeeves of JT.
That's right. I'm Ask Rebs. Ask Rebs. Type, right? What is the oldest known movie or television episode to have a professional wrestler in a starring or co-starring role that you know of?
Oh, somebody Googled this the other night after he was...
I didn't Google anything. No. I'm asking because I'm asking. Oh. He's an encyclopedia. He has the answers.
In a starring or co-starring role, I think it's Dr. Sam Shepard in The Fugitive, isn't it?
I have no idea. Was he played by a wrestler?
Yeah, Dr. Sam Shepard is a wrestler.
No, we're going to have to Google it.
We have to Google it because I'm not 100% sure on that. Because
anybody else listening knows the answer. Let us know.
I think Freddie Blassie was on an episode of The Munsters in the 60s.
Did Lou Ferrigno do any wrestling?
No.
Hang on,
no. Too bad.
Just bodybuilding.
No, well, that answer is obviously not correct. It says, who was one of the first pro wrestlers in a movie, and the answer here is Roddy Piper.
That's not right.
That is not right.
What?
Come on, Google.
Jesus. Okay, guys, we've just
Hogan
learned.
was in a movie before, right? I mean, did
right.
Hogan they lived with
Rocky 3 was in 81. They lived was in 86.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
86 or 87.
I wouldn't even know what to Google here.
Okay. All right, so moving on. Anybody watching that has time in the computer, if you can get us the answer, Redman will have something for you. That's all I'm going to say. I know Redman. He's got a whole bag of stuff he can give you. Anyways, Mark Redman.
Yes, sir.
Where are we starting? TV land, movie land. Where are we going to go?
Well, let's start with TV.
Land.
It's easy. There's been quite a bit of wrestlers making even just occasional appearances on television. Not a lot of them, like in starring roles on TV. That's not like the Big Show. But
his starring roles on TV, the Big Show. Excuse me, what?
But when I think of a wrestler starring in a TV show, there's two that come to mind for me. One is Thunder in Paradise, which is Hulk Hogan on TNT in the mid-90s. He played a retired Navy SEAL on a boat.
Right. Yep, I remember it.
Real quick, the wrestling movie thing. El Santo
was
in a ton of.
Oh, he was a huge
movies.
Matinee star in Mexico.
He may be, one of the fellas. So
yeah, one of the fellas. What a glowing tribute.
One of the.
Oh shit! Here goes Dwayne.
What's he got? He got an answer?
No, he's just got a list of shit he wants to tell us.
He's got a lot to say.
He's telling us all about these movies. 5 Ready to Rumble. 4. We didn't ask for your top 5. The fuck, dude.
We'll come back to that later.
I agree with your number 1, Dwayne.
Copy and paste that into a buffer because when it's time for us to discuss the top 5, we'll have that discussion.
With speaking of El Santo, that makes me remind me that Conan was a soap opera star in Mexico back in the 90s.
I can see that.
Conan O'Brien? Really?
No, Conan.
Oh, did they call him the red slender one?
No, he's a
K-Dog.
He's a large Mexican bald man.
Right on.
Technically Cuban, but lived in Mexico.
He was in Los Guiding Light.
Ah, that was the one.
I think he also made rap albums in Mexico too. But he was like a huge
Los
mainstream
rap
entertainment
He
superstar
used
there.
to talk about peeling the potatoes and all of the dirty prison sexual talk.
Right.
You didn't know about that, did you?
I heard tell of it, but I try to avoid listening to it.
I have a shot here.
He's trying to make sure you don't know what Stacy has him do when she says peel the potatoes.
Well, that's like Conan used to tell him to peel his potatoes. Look it up, folks. Look it up. I'm not going to tell you what it means. No. Maybe I will.
It's some street slang.
It's my last night here. I say what the fuck I want.
But
Dwayne unsent his message. He'll save it for later.
All right, awesome. That works.
Okay,
so we were talking about Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder Lips in Paradise.
No, not Thunder Lips. He didn't have the heart shaved on his chest.
No, that's a different movie. You have to get that in the back room. Thunder Lips in Paradise.
Right.
I'm only doing this because it's actually nude shot glass day.
Hey,
look at this.
And I'm hoping we get censored.
It's Tuesday.
Tequila.
Speaking of Dolly Parton and Sylvester Stallone, I was speaking of him, but
all right. Cheers, Morta Romana for me.
Did you watch Rhinestone recently?
I'm a rhinestone cowboy. No, but you should have been at Pia's last week when I sang it. Mark and I are starting a band. That's why I'm quitting the podcast.
Oh,
that's it. Yep. We heard that we were the greatest karaoke disaster ever. We figure the word "greatest" is in the sentence. It's got to be good.
I only sing Reba McEntire songs.
I think you misheard. I think it's Gratingest.
Gratingest. That might be too. Hey, Fancy was his name.
Was it Reba Fancy or was it what's her name Fancy?
It was Narge Fancy.
All right, Narge Fancy.
Narge Fancy. I think I know he's out the door after today, but I think there needs to be a Narge Fancy T-shirt in his honor.
I might have been born just plain white trash, but Narge was my name. And then you could put like little from 2001 to 2002 or some
wait a minute,
death T-shirt.
The movie Alias the Champ from 1949 has Gorgeous George. Is that what you're saying, Kyle Reed? Just to confirm.
I bet El
us?
Santo has that beat.
He may.
We shall see.
I'm taking you to the mat.
If he doesn't, it's close.
I'm taking you to the mat.
But yeah, Gorgeous George makes sense. He was a big celebrity back in the 40s and 50s, back in the day.
Right on.
Guy that inspired Muhammad Ali with his swagger and his presentation and whatnot.
All right, hang on.
Here we go.
19. What do you?
1949, a movie called Alias the Champ.
1952.
And yes,
the
Gorgeous
Man in the
George.
Silver Mask starred Santo.
Gorgeous George. Kyle Reed.
Nice.
Here.
Very
nice.
Kyle, you get the old stranger danger from Mark Rebin the next time he sees you.
And the next time you come on, you don't have to bring 2 bottles of Terramana, just one.
Just one.
Yeah, because I won't be here.
Right? So, Marco,
all right.
I'm trying to keep this sort of on track here. Have you ever seen Thunder in Paradise?
The TV series that was on TNT or TBS like in 1993, 95.
Awesome.
It was cheese.
It was very cheesy.
I think of it this way: it's like Magnum PI fucked somebody in SEAL Team
with Baywatch,
and they came out with a Baywatch like finish. Yeah. It was really
Hogan
cheesy.
was the Hoff of the.
He was the Hoff.
Oh yeah, he was. Oh my God, that's it. We need to make a phone call quickly. Hollywood Hulk Hogan and the Hoff in a series together. How bad ass would that be?
They should have wrestled on Celebrity Deathmatch back in the day.
Oh, dude. Let's talk about that. Celebrity Deathmatch, arguably the best non-music show MTV ever did.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Other non-music shows sucked, and that's why we have MTV like we have now.
I liked Singled Out to see all the...
Yeah, I'm sure. And you probably like The Real World,
Were you
too.
Jenny McCarthy or Carmen Electra?
Oh, Carmen Electra. Regardless of what Dennis Rodman has to say.
He got a stanky pussy, he said.
Sloppy seconds from the NWO.
Reedzilla.
Hey, you know what they say about that? It's just too sweet. Oh.
So, you know something I didn't realize? I went back a couple years ago. I watched, they have all the episodes of Thunder in Paradise on YouTube. If you want to go back and watch it. Jack Lemmon's son is his sidekick in that show.
Oh.
Chris Lemon. And I'm sure Jack couldn't be prouder of him being on that show.
So that show, which could be referred to as a lemon,
yeah,
had a lemon in it.
A lemondola?
A lemondola. Oh my God.
But that show also
That's
had...
a t-shirt. It's a lemondola.
That show had a ton of wrestlers in it, though. They had, like, Neidhart, Brutus...
The Stinger?
Jimmy Hart, El Gigante...
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Gonzalez, my favorite.
He was on Baywatch, too.
Yeah.
He befriended Brody.
Yeah?
The Hoff's boy.
Hobie.
Hobie. Not
Hobie.
Roby.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Real quick, big news out of the music world, at least for some of us. Josh Ward has just announced that he is making his Grand Ole Opry debut on November 15th.
Who the fuck? No.
You care.
I do care.
I'm not exactly... Have I seen him?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you kind of don't go with us anywhere. You saw Kegel with us once.
That's true. I saw a very hoarse Randy Houser with you.
Yeah, but you didn't really go anywhere with us. You were just in town.
We get Mark in trouble when he's with us.
Actually,
do we?
Well, yeah, because you guys make me pay for shots when I'm fucking broke.
We don't make you. You coined us.
Yeah, Mr.
I did not.
Mr. Coin Keychain
Somebody coined
boy.
me. I think it was Joe. But I learned my lesson,
that would make
though.
sense.
learned his
That
lesson.
makes sense,
I learned
too.
my lesson, though.
I'm the one.
He
that's
learned his
coined-
lesson. The coin's either in the pocket or he's got somebody's credit card that he met in the parking lot.
I'm usually coinless. All right, let's get back on track. All right,
Okay.
so
Yes,
so
Kyle
are we talking
Reed, John
TV
Wolf.
shows or movies?
John
We're
Wolf
talking-
also. We're on TV shows.
We're talking TV. So, a perfect segue from Thunder in Paradise is Baywatch. And you got to think about the one with Hogan and Savage wrestling Flair and Vader.
Bash at the Beach, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Is that at the recently abandoned? Like there was a place in Florida that was
Club
a
La
huge
Vila
place,
that I went to.
and did they like film it there, even though it's supposed to be California Baywatch?
No, they filmed it at the Baywatch set in LA.
They did. Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I knew that the
think it was Venice
Florida
Beach or
venue
something.
was considered. Yeah, Venice Beach, Muscle Beach in Venice. Yeah,
That's where Hogan's from, brother.
Well, it was built from.
he's from California.
Venice Beach.
I didn't know
He was
that.
billed from Venice Beach. So was Sting.
Yes.
But yeah,
Sting. I thought he was British.
not Gordon Sumner, Steve Borden.
Ah, okay, just checking.
But yeah, there was so that was the big one. Hogan and Savage and Flair and Vader and Kevin Sullivan on one episode of Baywatch.
Roxanne. Oh.
Do you remember the episode where Shawn Michaels played a mafia boss's bodyguard
Which one?
on Baywatch?
He was a mafia. I do.
He was like a mob boss's bodyguard.
A little vaguely, yeah.
And that's the first time I ever heard his real speaking voice, because I always heard him doing the real gruff sounding, trying to be a hot deal voice. But then he's talking like this, he had the kind of nasally voice a little bit. And then I was like, that's just
So which one? Which one was his real voice?
one on Baywatch.
Oh, okay.
But
Which was that the gravelly voice? The other. Oh, okay.
The other.
I was waiting for you to do the imitation again.
no, I
Sorry.
can only do so much. I'm told that Rob Van Dam appeared on an episode of VIP with Pamela Anderson, but I never saw it.
I remember watching VIP every night. That was on late. And
It was
like
on
one of
after
them weird
SNL.
channels, yeah.
It was always on after SNL.
Late night television.
But
Did you know you could get spray-on hair back then?
yeah, you also get the hair that snapped on. Like you put a little snapping inside your head.
Click. It just clicks right in.
It just seemed painful. So if you had, I'm going to put you on the spot, Narge. Favorite appearance by a wrestler on a television show? I think I know this.
Does Saturday Night Live count?
Let's go with scripted TV first. We'll get to SNL.
Wait.
Oh,
Time
no.
out.
Yeah, it's Vader on Boy Meets World.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what I thought you were going to
There
say.
you go. But I wanted to answer
Topanga.
that thing.
That's
SNL would qualify as long as the wrestler appeared in scripted
The
skits.
first
If they were
wrestler
just
on
a
SNL
host,
was
no.
The Rock, right?
Nope, Hogan.
Hogan hosted?
Hogan was on the night before the first WrestleMania with Mr. T.
They didn't host.
No, they hosted.
He was the host?
He was the host.
Nah, I gotta Google
Did he or T appear in a scripted skit?
They were both on Fernando's Hideaway with the Billy
Fernando.
Crystal. Yeah.
I love that shit.
And they couldn't stop laughing because Billy Crystal just kept making them crack
Mr.
up.
T and Hulk Hogan monologue. Okay. Why have I not know this?
But I think the best wrestler performance on SNL was The Rock the first time.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was so good. And that was kind of his coming out party. Nobody expected much from him on that.
That's why he left his wife, his coming out party. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it when they do that.
Have you seen his ex-wife?
No.
Hey,
Danny?
is this thing still on? We're not seeing any more comments. You guys are supposed to be telling us how poorly we're doing.
Kyle, Dwayne. I mean, you're
Menders.
your audience. Oh, yeah, Menders too.
Menders is here.
My wife don't even listen. Neither does
Wait,
Mark's.
hang on.
Or Marco's Lady of the Night.
Nothing.
Dwayne is referencing episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger with Sting and Randy Savage in separate episodes. I do not remember
There you
that.
go. Very well done, Dwayne.
I remember Piper being on an episode, and I remember Hogan being on an episode.
That's because Chuck Norris kicked all their asses. All right, what are we doing? Another shot?
Showing off
Look
the
at-
titties.
Look at Mark. Mark's like, God dang, I thought this
Showing
was
off the
going to be
boobies.
a normal show.
Hey, look.
It is.
This is an R-rated episode.
Hey,
R. It's
Titty
also
me-
National Pirate
hey,
Day.
titty me, Daddy Marco.
Oh, I'll titty you. Titty scissors. Titty scissors.
Good.
I've seen that before.
It's a China movie,
Not only was it one night, there have been 9 nights in
right?
China.
Right.
China.
Did you ever see that? I was going to bring it up later.
One Night in China?
Nine Nights in China?
I haven't seen it.
Is it called Nine Nights in China?
One Night in China.
Oh.
Was that him and her and X-Pac?
Was there a lot of echoing?
I think, yeah. It was X-Pac. Or was it? No, her and X-Pac had like their own deal. And I think the One Night in China, she had...
just a porno.
It's just a porno. You know,
Was she doing real porn or was it softcore?
Oh, no, it was hardcore.
Really?
She was known for having a big... starts with a C, ends with a T.
Clit?
Hey. Can't talk about that on here.
I can talk about that. It's
family
the
show.
other C to T word I won't use.
Family show. It rhymes with blitterous.
What, carpet? You want to use carpet? Oh.
No, we don't need any carpet, thank you.
I thought you were like Ric Flair. No hair, no flair.
That's right. No. Oh, look, see, Clowry just put it in there for you.
Flair likes him. The carpet.
Oh, no. I by the way, speaking of movies, and if there was a wrestler in it, bonus points. I didn't know it, but I just watched Stripes with Dallas the other night.
There are stripper wrestlers in it.
Mud wrestling.
Yes,
mud
yes.
wrestling.
But I was telling somebody, I said, man, I'll tell you what, there was a lot of nude scenes in there, like little ones, 30 seconds here and there. But my God, I was the whole time because of all the fucking carpet.
Bush, right. Yeah. Well, John Larroquette, that's the scene.
John Larroquette, yep.
So I remember being a kid down the street at a buddy of mine. His name was Josh. And he's like, you ever seen this movie Stripes? I'm like, no. He's like, the guy from Ghostbusters is in it. We're watching. He's like, look. We're like 11.
Larroquette.
Yeah, it's Larroquette. And I'm like, remind me of
That's-
Porgies, little Porgies and shit
exactly.
or whatever.
No, Porkies.
Porkies.
Not
I'm thinking of
Porkies.
barbecue.
You're getting your beaver and your barbecue mixed up, brother.
Army training, sir.
Beaver.
Barbie beaver.
You know the best part in that movie, there's two parts, and they involve Bill Murray. One with the crazy guy where he tells him to lighten up Francis or whatever. Yeah,
Lighten up, Francis.
And the other one is where they're in the military office, and he asks
Well,
him,
it wasn't him that said lighten
said-
up, Francis. It was the drill.
it was the drill guy.
Sergeant Polka.
Bill says, he says, I want to party with you, Sailor.
Yep.
Or soldier.
But Sergeant Hulk was like, lighten up, Francis.
Yeah, I want to party with you. But the other part is when they're in the military office at the beginning.
But I know what you're going to say.
And they're like, are you homosexual? No, but we're willing
We're
to learn.
Yep.
Classic Harold Ramis
great.
deadpan.
Which that's when I met Joe LaMondola, I asked him, I said, are you gay? And he said, no, but for pay. And I said, Joe, how many money? So it just proves Joe will do anything for money. Right.
He's willing to learn.
That's why you're friends.
He's the
Oh,
anti-meatloaf.
yeah, that's it. That's the whole reason.
Mark has to pay me to hang out with him. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I ask him to PayPal me every week, and he does more than he should. So
he doesn't want me to respond to that. I promise you.
it's my last episode. Be nice.
Oh, I will.
But no, Stripes,
I know.
Stripes is so good.
No, I know. No, Stripes is. If
classic.
you had to pick a Bill Murray, so we're getting off track, but if you had to pick
No,
a
we're
Bill
not.
Murray
That's
movie,
the whole point of the show
If you had to
tonight.
pick a Bill Murray movie, Stripes is probably my number one. I love Ghostbusters, but
Stripes and Caddyshack are my 1 and 2.
Stripes, Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day is damn good.
The Caddyshack reference is nice, but I consider that a Chevy Chase movie.
It's I consider it Ronnie Dangerfield.
Ronnie Dangerfield also, yes.
And-
I feel Bill Murray played a bit.
A bit. Yep.
I'll tell you this, though. Groundhog Day, there is a wrestling connotation because he gives the couple WrestleMania tickets.
He does, yes.
He does,
You
yes,
got it.
yes. And here's the good thing.
Back on track.
So they...
Is there a Bill
Almost.
Murray movie with...
I've been trying to think. I don't know.
Larger Than Life with the Elephant, were there any wrestlers in that? That seems like the kind of movie that would have larger people in it. And also...
no, Ed Wood. He was in Ed Wood with George
Ed
Animal
Wood.
Steel.
Yes.
You're always talking about Wood.
Who would? Ed Wood.
He's at home with 2 cats and a wife. Of course he's talking about Wood.
So I looked it up here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I literally did Bill Murray and... I think you're right, though. Yeah, Johnny Depp, Bill Murray, Martin Landau. That was Ed Wood, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Landau was in that.
And George Animal Steel was the Swedish Angel, Tor Johnson, in that movie.
Fuck yeah, he was.
I'm gonna go quickly. You guys go back on the wrestling.
Okay.
I'll just find my Bill Murray movie.
So I'm going to throw
Who's
another.
in it? I'll tell you. You don't know the name?
No, I'm saying that I'm gonna find it on the list.
So there's a TV show out in the universe from 1988, starring the always ferocious and terrifying Lal Alzado, called "Learning the Ropes."
Okay.
It was on TBS, and it was like the NWA almost had a hand in the production because Lyle played a school principal who wrestled on the side.
He played for the Raiders?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he
The
was
Madden Raiders.
No, the Tom Flores Raiders.
Who?
Super Bowl in the 80s when they beat the Redskins.
Who?
Yeah, Tom Flores.
John Matt. All right, go ahead. John Matt.
But I digress.
Boom! Boom!
I digress.
All right.
But no,
guy.
basically, it was a very short-lived show. But he was basically a high school principal who tried to wrestle on the down low and he would wrestle, and every match they had, he was losing like Luger and the Road Warriors and
on the TV show.
On the TV show, and I remember a scene where he was playing cards in his kitchen with like Ivan Koloff and a couple other people. So it was a very heavy wrestling tie-in, but the show was awful. It was so bad. But Lalo Zito also terrified me to my very core when I was about 7 or 8 years old when that show was on.
That ain't even compared to Vader being Frankie's dad on.
Oh, that's awesome.
World. Come on now.
I didn't say it's my favorite. But
so Bill Murray movies,
love Vader on that.
Nobody mentioned Meatballs?
What about Meatballs?
Nobody mentioned it.
I love Meatballs.
Is there a wrestler in it?
I don't love Meatballs.
I know. I was talking about the fact there's a Bill Murray movie, like what we thought was his best stuff. We were all talking about, but nobody mentioned Meatballs.
Is okay. It's my top 5.
Okay.
I like Meatballs after that with got Dr. What's his face from no, maybe he's not Meatballs. The guy from Say Anything. Not Say Anything. Dr. Fancy Pants on it's not Say Anything. He mows the grass for the girl and he spills wine on her white leather outfit. Can't Buy Me Love. Where's Stacy? Stacy was here.
Can't Buy Me Love. I just watched that movie.
Yeah, Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey. Yeah,
was Patrick Dempsey?
What they call him?
Meatballs.
What? Yeah, but what did they call him in that other show? Grey's Anatomy? Doctor
McDreamy.
That's him.
Dr. Fancy Pants.
There was also Dr.
McDreamy.
McSteamy, if I remember right.
Yes. But I literally just watched Can't Buy Me Love because I wanted to prove to somebody that Dr. McDreamy was a fucking nerd.
Yeah, see, but I was fucking right. Patrick Dempsey, Meatballs 3, Summer Job.
Yes,
he was the guy.
Yes.
I watched that with Rhonda Shear up all night.
Dwayne, I need to fact check you on this. He says Lalo Zito fought Muhammad Ali. I don't think he did.
I'll fight you,
right.
Dwayne,
Check.
right now. Come over to Barberry right now.
Narge, talking about favorite Bill Murray movies. What about Scrooged?
Sorry.
Which leads into, what about Bob?
What about Bob is number 4 on my
That's
list.
your greatest Halloween costume ever.
That is classic. And what about Kingpin?
Dwayne Carter. You tell Mark Redmond to kiss your ass.
Oh, you got proof?
Oh, hang
In
on.
1979. Hang on. Mark Redmond, you have to kiss Dwayne.
I will not do that, but I will acknowledge that I was wrong.
In 1979, when Ali signed to fight an 8-round exhibition in mid-July against Broncos defensive end Lyle Alzado at Mile High Stadium. Blah, 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 blah.
But did it happen?
I'm looking. The fight turned out to be a financial disaster. The only person who bought it says right here in the article, was a little child from Champaign, Illinois, whose name was Dwayne. But it happened, yeah.
All right. Man. I will stand corrected, but I think the fact it was a total disaster is why I don't remember it.
Dwayne, come on over here. We got that ass kissing. We're gonna do the
I will not do that.
The Dwayne Kiss My Ass Club is happening tonight.
That will not happen.
I bet we can find a picture of Dwayne on Facebook standing in a certain pose,
just like Vince,
and paste a picture of Mark right behind him.
Just don't make him do
he
tricks.
wants a certain pose. Hang on, Mark. Hang on, I got you.
Uh oh.
Redmond, just go.
All right.
Oh, Dwayne mentioned Meatballs. Thank you, Dwayne.
Yeah, so he did.
Dwayne, I like Meatballs too.
Kyle mentioned all the wrestlers on Family Guy.
At Olive Garden. Olive Garden. Look, here you go, Mark. Here's
what you got?
The hang on. Wait, I got it. It's not doing it.
Is it on YouTube?
We're almost
It's a GIF.
Oh,
This is a GIF for everyone. There's a Dwayne.
Put it in your camera.
You know what?
Right here.
For all the
there
you go.
for all the people that had to do that Vince McMahon kiss my ass business, nobody was better at it than Regal.
Dwayne, put your face on Vince, and there's Mark right there. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta double click my mouse.
I'll bet you do. But just the fact that Regal was so dignified and British made that segment that much better when he had to do that. All the other ones were arbitrary, and I wasn't a fan. But that first one,
but the Regal one was great, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everything Regal does is great.
I love that he fucks with Excalibur. Like everybody's like, is Regal gay? Like that's a thing.
Hello, man in the mask. He says.
He was. I don't even know what he said the other day. Scrumpet or something.
Something like that. You silly taunt.
Yeah, he's. Give me your strudel. My wife says that every Sunday morning.
Oh, Regal.
She ain't talking about me. She's talking about the shit we bought.
Get in the fucking kitchen, Michael.
Strudel is not free.
All right, so we did the TV thing. Let's move on. Wrestlers
and
TV.
Hang on. TV still no. I mean, Dwayne's right. I mean, he's talking about The Rock is on his own show. Well, he played his dad on the 70s show.
Young Rock, I watched.
No. The Rock played his own father on that 70s show.
He played Rocky Johnson.
Played Rocky Johnson.
I don't like that show.
You don't like... Oh, that's right. He doesn't know anything about the wonderful world of weed.
Oh,
that show sucks. Yeah, that show's just an extension of Dazed and Confused.
Or, it's Dazed and Confused meet Cheech and Chong, where Fez plays Cheech and Chong.
But where do you stand on that 80s show?
Oh, that was shit.
What? Married with Children? Because that's the only 80s show
that's
matters.
the one he knows, yeah.
Hey, King Kong Bundy.
So here is the... All right, hang on. So we're speaking TV wrestling.
King
Kong Bundy is on that show. The creators, Murray Bunham,
Moray and what's his name? Yeah.
Huge fans of pro wrestling.
Yes.
Hence the Bundys and the Rhodes family next door.
So wait a minute.
Dusty Rhodes,
King Kong Bundy are the inspiration for the family
of Married with Children and the Neighbors.
That is awesome. Now that's awesome. That's a piece of wrestling history and TV history.
And King Kong Bundy played
Peg's cousin.
Yeah.
But then later on he played himself and he wrestled Bud in the B suit.
Yes,
I remember that episode. I remember that.
What was the movie with Bundy and Richard Pryor? We're here in Illinois. Was it Moving Out?
Brewster's Millions, I thought.
No, he's moving out. He's literally buying a house.
Moving out.
Because Bundy is the moving, he's a moving muscle.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's moving out. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Richard Pryor got kicked out by his girlfriend or some shit? Or
that or him and his wife, he got a new job.
Right,
But King Kong Bundy shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
And
we're staying on TV for a minute more because Dwayne mentioned the Young Rock show.
We would be remiss if we didn't talk about Young Rock.
Which I have not watched. There's only one season so far.
I've only seen a few episodes.
We're 2 seasons
They're 2 seasons in.
I went on to whatever.stream.com today on my fucking Apple TV and it only showed 1 season.
So Bundy was moving. There it is, right there.
Moving.
Yeah, look. So there's. Hang on,
It was called Moving, not Moving on Up.
Richard Pryor.
Yep. There you go.
And there.
Oh, there he is.
There's the king.
He was
that poor couch.
The moving company.
Nicely done. Good job, Dwayne. Good job.
Dwayne's on the ball today.
No, we're on Young Rock season 2, and I actually watched the last episode today where the Rock's grandmother brought in another guy or something. So the whole story behind Young Rock, if nobody's watched it, is it's about the Rock campaigning to be president through season 1 and season 2.
Oh, I remember that
and
part.
They're going through his life story. But we are in season 2. At this point, he's debuted into WWE. He sucked. They moved him back down to Memphis. He did great. They moved him back to WWE. Flex Cavana. And that's all we've got so far. From what I understand, we're gonna. I sound drunk as hell. I can hear it. We're moving.
Going out in the
season
blaze
3.
of glory.
I'm about the blue blazer of the glory out of this.
They're teasing WrestleMania on that show. They did the scene with young
the first
Roman.
one he was in.
Yes. With
Oh,
the young
yeah.
Roman.
Like they were watching at somebody's house,
doing
and
some
little
little-
Roman was trying to wrestle Big Dwayne, and he said no.
It would not surprise me if the Young Rock show this year, because WrestleMania is in April, right? It would not surprise me if there were a lot of little dropped hints from Dwayne Johnson, just like Triple H's interview, that they're working that.
But there's nothing bigger than what Mark had said. There is literally an episode where they're all sitting around, I think, watching. I don't remember what it was. And so there's young Dewey, The Rock. He's a teenager. And this little guy comes up and puts him in a headlock. And he says, "Oh, no, Joe. He's like, a match like this can only be at WrestleMania."
And then they do the freeze frames. Like,
great.
that's
And
my
they
cousin
kind of
Joe.
look at the thing. That
is awesome.
You may know him as Roman Reigns.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All right, and before we get to movies, I'm going to mention my favorite performance by a wrestler on TV, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin on Nash Bridges.
Oh,
Yes.
I remember
Thank
that.
you. Right there.
He was
Totally
so good.
agree.
They wanted to give him a spin-off, but he couldn't do it.
Because
He
is-
played he was like Tubbs essentially. Instead of
No,
Crockett, he was Tubbs.
He was
right?
like a detective from Texas or something,
Right.
like a bounty hunter kind of.
I'm
thing.
here to collect my victims.
He was riding a motorcycle trying to
the bad
woo
guy.
Yasmin Bleeth the whole time.
Yep, exactly.
I feel like we've
Who
missed
wasn't
out.
trying to woo Yasmin Bleeth in the 90s?
Oh, I had a Yasmin Bleeth poster. Yeah,
He Yasmined all over her bleeth.
I believe the hell out of it. Now, there are wrestlers like Saved by the Bell, right? Like I remember, wasn't there somebody on there? Piper did some TV shows.
Slater was a high school wrestler.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, he doesn't qualify for this conversation.
Mike
in that
Golick was
realm.
on the college years, but he wasn't a wrestler. He was just
Okay.
football. He never made the transition from football. But
Okay.
Yeah.
He could have been a hell of a wrestler. If Mongo could do it, then Mike Golick could have done it. Or
Should
Bob
we at
Golick.
least give a Razzie Award for...
Sorry, Bob Golick, not Mike Golick. My mistake.
We should give a Razzie Award, too, for worst appearance on a television show by a wrestler.
Okay.
The entire 1, 2, or 3 seasons of that fucking stupid show, The Big Show.
Oh, the
What
Big Show?
Horrid show that was.
It was awful.
Oh my! And you know what? Here's the worst part. I'm going to admit this in national TV or whatever they call it. I watched every episode.
All right, so
I kept hoping it would get better.
I've got a list here.
Okay.
At number 10, they've got Vader on Boy Meets World, which is bullshit.
Wait, what's the list? Like,
10 best guest appearances by wrestlers on shows. My favorites at number
Guest
10.
appearances.
Yeah,
okay.
I call bullshit on that.
Number 9, Triple H was on Drew Carey.
That was a good one.
Drew.
The Disciplinarian.
Lita was on Dark Angel with Jessica Alba.
That's when she broke her neck and had to go on the shelf.
Oh, this is a good one. And it's the episode that I love. It's my favorite episode of yellow cartoon people that live in Springfield.
Uh-huh.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yes.
It's the same episode where George Bush moves in next door. It's
Yes.
the best
There
fucking...
you go.
George Bush spanks Bart. That's my favorite Simpsons episode. It really is. I forgot all about it.
Before you go
I'm
on,
going to do what your dad should have always done.
before we move on to the next one, I'm going to give a shout out Bret Hart on Mad TV when he put Will Sasso in the sharpshooter.
Oh, yeah. Miz was on Psych.
Yes.
The Rock, Ken Shamrock, and the Hardys on that 70s show. Mm-hmm. Mick Foley on Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I don't remember that. I remember him on Boy Meets World, though.
Cartoon thing. Yeah.
Edge on Haven. That was a big deal.
That was a recurring role. That wasn't just a guest spot.
Steve Austin on Nash Bridges. Number 1, The Rock, Triple H, Mick Foley, Big Show, SNL.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I agree. I can't believe I forgot the Bret Hart thing. That is literally my favorite Simpsons episode when George Bush moves in and him and Homer battle it out. Like, awesome.
You mentioned the Miz on Psych.
I'll have to go find that episode.
It's funny.
The best wrestler appearance on Psych, I thought, was John Cena when he came on. He was the blonde girl's brother, but he was like a military operative.
Yeah, but we didn't see him.
Yes.
Not only could we not see him, he was wearing camouflage, so we really couldn't see him.
Even better.
So, speaking of John Cena wearing camouflage,
Uh huh.
we're going to segue to the
Oh, we're going into the movies.
The Marine with the blonde.
the Marine.
All right, let's get into
Is that the
movies.
one where he has the 10 things to do before she dies?
No, that's 12 rounds.
That's 12 rounds, okay. 12 things to do, excuse me. Hey, by the way, final Terramana round, then I got to go buy another bottle.
All right, so here is to the blonde who was in Nip Tuck that is in John Cena and the Marine.
Oh, Kelly Carlson.
She, when I was in my 20s, whoa, I don't know what she looked like now, but
She was a looker in that movie, though.
20 years older, roughly.
I loved Nip Tuck back in the day, and she
17.
was Dr. Julian's side piece.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hang on, I'm going to find it. Kelly Carlson. So, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, was her.
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
Remember her?
Yes, I do.
Let's see what she looks like now. Hang on.
So
He's like, Spank Bank or not?
While he's perusing the dark web there, we're getting ready to get into the movies. And in preparation, I sent a message to my brother, Johnny Goodtimes. And I asked him what is his favorite and least favorite movies with a pro wrestler in it. And this is what he told me.
Is that the guy whose ass I whooped this week in fantasy football?
I believe it is.
I spanked the shit out of him.
I was going to say, because I whooped the other Redmond's ass.
Yeah, my team whipped my ass.
Old Johnny boy, I traded him my quarterback
and still beat him.
I still whomped all over him.
So I asked him his favorite and least favorite movie with a pro wrestler in it. Rocky, No Holds Barred, and Rocky 3 tied for the best.
Yep.
Although I put an asterisk on No Holds Barred. I love the movie, but he's playing a wrestler. Come on.
It still qualifies.
That's my number one, bro.
It's still a good movie. I enjoy
qualifies.
it. He says, quote, whatever David Arquette's worst movie is. I'm assuming he's talking about Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble sucks.
Or
it was
Scream
awful.
1 through 73.
Well,
no.
I'm going to... Eight-Legged Freaks was pretty awful, too.
Yeah.
And then he also said, I love Over the Top, too. So, and that did have Terry Funk and Scott Norton in it.
Over the Top is like, duh.
Terry Funk's going to get mentioned a lot tonight.
He
I have
is.
a feeling. In
Absolutely.
this room, Terry Funk is going to be a favorite.
So I'm going to ask you guys this, both of you. What is the first movie you remember seeing with a wrestler in it?
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3?
Yeah,
No
because
Holds
I don't know shit
Holds
about
Barred.
wrestling. I didn't.
Yeah.
So I saw Rocky 3. I saw this guy that they called Thunder Lips.
Right? The ultimate male.
And he was quite obviously knew what he was doing there, so he's a wrestler. I didn't realize till a year later when I saw my first ever episode of wrestling, and I went, hey, I seen that guy. I did not know
Is that current?
I don't know.
Hang on, let me see.
The Kelly lady.
I mean,
Kelly
I
Carlson.
could be convinced. I do remember though that Clubber Lang, played by Mr. T. Now, is Mr. T a wrestler or an actor that went to wrestling for a minute?
Actor
Actor who
convert.
wrestled.
So Hulk was the wrestler,
Right.
Okay, so that is my first knowledge. And to be quite honest, I couldn't tell you if I've seen a movie prior to that with a wrestler. And the only other movie I've ever seen with a wrestler in it, as a youth, like when I was back then, was Andre the Giant and Princess Bride.
Right.
Okay, those.
I
are
don't
the
know if I
first
call you
two.
a youth.
The youth.
In
I was-
1987.
1987, I was 18, 19, depending on the day.
Youthish. I'll take.
It was a Ute.
He was a
I was
youth.
a Ute. Just,
Yeah, I think my first one, I saw No Holds Barred in the theater in '89. I saw Rocky 3 after that,
Yep, same.
but
Rocky 3 for me was introduced on TBS when they do the Rocky.
they do the marathons. Yep. But yeah, so it was No Holds Barred. Then of course, I saw Suburban Commando on HBO.
No, I'm lying. I'm lying.
Oh.
So my dad was a tremendous James Bond fan.
Oh yes, I know where you're going.
Odd Job.
Odd Job.
I got Professor Tanaka.
Professor
Yes.
Tanaka. That is actually my
Goldfinger.
first memory of.
So he's a wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Now
was a
see,
professional.
Professor
I
Toru Tanaka.
didn't know that, but absolutely
So when
agree.
did Goldfinger come out? That's not before 52.
70s. It's like
though.
64.
All right, yeah.
70s.
I think it was like 64.
Oh, Dr. No. What was
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Goldfinger.
he was Sean Connery.
Goldfinger was Connery, yeah, so it'd have been
Man.
mid to late 60s, yes.
I'm looking it up.
But that's true. He would be the first pro
Yeah.
wrestler. I didn't know at the time.
I had no idea he was a pro wrestler till you just told me.
And so now we're talking about this, and I say that, and then I said No Holds Barred. But you know what else I'm thinking of now that I seen as a kid?
Goldfinger, 1964.
Okay.
Nice.
There is a movie called Predator with
Ah, yes.
Arnold. I
That's
came
80s.
here. I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
Jesse,
The body.
the governor.
Ventura.
Jesse the Mind.
Yeah. The governor.
Jesse hey, if I smoke that, I'll feel better.
That
Ventura.
dude was a bad motherfucker in that
was.
movie. If there was anybody who should have stood tall at the end with Arnold, it was Jesse.
Jesse, yep.
When he spit that tobacco on
Hey,
old
Dwayne,
boy's
we're still
boot.
not doing a top 5, just to be clear.
Oh,
Dwayne.
you know whose boot he spit it on?
Who's that?
Old fucking Apollo Creed.
Yep.
That's who
Carl
he spit
fucking
it.
Weathers.
Ain't going to be no rematch.
That's right.
Remember Jesse Ventura in Major League 2 as White Lightning.
Yeah. The body, man.
Black Hammer.
He's one of those guys. He's on the top of my list. I haven't met Jerry Lawler. I haven't met Jesse Ventura, and I haven't met Mr. T. Those are my 3 must meets.
I would meet T and I would meet Ventura for 2 different reasons, but I would like to meet both of them.
Yeah.
Can
But
I
the
guess?
other guy, whatever.
Can I guess who your number 4 is?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon.
Vince is the
He's like the universal.
Man. He is
He's the universal number 1 across the board. I think.
You got to meet Vince. So
Hey, he might even script you in. Oh wait, he can't do that.
did
anymore.
Vince do a movie?
He's been in movies. Yes, I can't name them, but I know he's been in them.
I don't think he has.
No.
No.
Hang on.
Not that I remember
You
anyway.
know, we skipped,
I've proven I can be wrong already
we
in
have
this
totally
broadcast.
jumped the rails. But did you see? So we talked all this TV. We didn't mention the WWE Super Bowl ad.
Oh,
That was
when
a
they're
big
walking
deal.
through Titan Towers and
That was a big
I remember
fucking
that.
deal. That was during the Attitude Era, and
I remember that because just for seeing Kane drinking coffee and just everybody just it was all kinds of stuff. It was basically a big commercial for the Attitude Era
It
more than
was,
for WWF.
it was great though.
I got you both.
Uh oh.
Uh-oh.
Vince McMahon,
Wait a minute. What year? Give me the year.
2017.
In a movie? Was he in the Gruber?
No, it's TV.
TV.
Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo.
Hang on a minute.
He was on that The Rock SNL episode in 2000.
He played himself in a show called Ride Along.
Oh, that's a WWE show.
Oh, doesn't show any of that about it.
It's the one of the network shows where they ride in the
He
car.
was also
I don't
in
remember
the
that episode.
Jetsons.
Neither do I.
He was also in the Jetsons in WWE.
Okay.
He was in Surf's Up 2, Wave Mania,
Oh, with the penguins from Madagascar.
as Mr. McMahon.
Yep.
He was in Scooby-Doo in the WWE Curse of the Speed Demon in 2016.
We watched that at my house a lot.
He
Yeah.
was in the Flintstones in WWE Stone Age SmackDown.
No, you're throwing in all
These
stuff
are
with
voiceovers.
WWE too. I'm talking-
Scooby-Doo, WrestleMania Mystery.
The ones we've been talking about are ones that were on independent TV shows.
You know, Kane was
Away
in a
from
WWE movie too. What was
See
that?
No
called?
Evil.
See No Evil.
May 19th.
All I'm doing is telling you that Vince McMahon did things that were in the entertainment world that were not necessarily.
Undertaker.
They were in the
Wrestling
sports entertainment world.
The Undertaker was in
Yes.
one of my favorite wrestling movies.
Mm-hmm.
Suburban Commando.
That's right. He was also on an episode of The X-Files with Jesse Ventura.
What's your... All right, I don't know what he's doing. What's your favorite movie with
How about a TV series from 2003 to 2004 that had... He was in 3 episodes.
Tough Enough?
His name in the show was Dirk McMahon.
But what show is this?
I'm getting there.
Oh, like
because this is the punchline.
Okay.
Dirk.
From 2003 2004, there was a TV series. This man, Vince McMahon, starred in 3 episodes as Dirk McMahon. The show was called Stripperella.
Oh, that's with Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Stripperella. It's a cartoon. Yeah.
No, more voiceover work.
But it's not a WWE thing.
This is true.
That's all we said.
Okay.
Was he in anything?
I wonder if
he was.
I wonder if Pam and Vince had an NDA.
Probably not. Tommy Lee would have shot him.
NDA, no dick allowed?
Or Kid Rock would have.
He's an American badass.
He's also a Hall of Famer. Yeah. And also a friggin' batshit crazy...
He is a Hall of Famer. Is there a chance that old Vince and Kid Rock got a tag team on the...
on the Pamela?
On the Pamela.
I hope not.
Is that what her body's called, the Pamela?
That's a 3-piece puzzle. I don't want to picture any of the pieces in.
Ah, shit. Rachel's chiming in. That movie is awful. Which movie is that,
what
Rachel?
movie, Rachel? Or
more
Kyler,
specific.
whoever's listening.
Or Kyler.
This inappropriate
Dwayne, you're killing me.
conversation.
Dwayne says, you're talking movies, just want to get it out of the way.
All right.
All right. Let's just humor the guy.
Hey, let's do what that guy, the wrestling guy, did. Let's just block Dwayne. Joking, Dwayne, joking.
So before we get into Dwayne, you asked me what my favorite movie is with a wrestler in it. With a wrestler playing a wrestler, it's No Holds Barred. Easy. As far as like pure acting goes, I've got to give it to Princess Bride, Andre the Giant.
Okay, so.
Because Andre was great in that movie.
Favorite
Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo wrestling. There you go. Favorite movie that has a wrestler in it? Mm-hmm. Well, Princess Bride is up there, but it would be Rocky 3 easily. But it has nothing to do with the wrestler so much as it's a fucking Rocky movie.
All right.
But
actually,
was that really the question?
I'm going to my favorite performance by a wrestler in a movie is Andre the Giant, The Princess Bride.
Okay. If we're going
That's
that
not necessarily
route,
the greatest movie.
If we're going that route, it's going to be a Dwayne Johnson movie because I like Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Oh, with him and Kevin Hart.
And it's going to be him playing a CIA agent.
Central Intelligence.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's
Boom.
it. Dwayne Johnson acted his ass off in that movie.
That's a good movie.
It was a fun movie. You felt like he disappeared out of being the guy he is. I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to describe. I thought San Andreas was probably the most fun action movie he's ever done. Even though at the end I was like, you guys kind of fucked that up.
That's how I felt about Skyscraper.
The Skyscraper was so awesome until the minute they tried to do the dumb stunt where he jumps from a crane. Yes. I'm like, that's not happening, motherfucker. I don't care who the fuck you are.
What was the movie with the giant white gorilla?
Oh, that was the
Rampage.
Video game. Rampage.
That was
a video game.
Rampage.
That was a weird one. It was fun, but it was weird.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. I think
my favorite Gridiron was cool.
Gang.
That's where the Gridiron Gang.
Yeah.
Is that where he was the player?
He was a coach.
That was the coach one.
You're thinking of the Game Plan.
The Game Plan's the other one, and then was he in a hockey one too?
The Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy. Thank you.
But
Dwayne Johnson, a busy motherfucker.
Yes. If I had to pick a favorite Dwayne Johnson movie,
by Dwayne Johnson,
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall's right up there.
Walking Tall,
but
because
also,
that was the introduction to movies, wasn't it? Like,
God damn, quit interrupting.
That was like his third movie. But no, it's that one, and then also his performance in Be Cool.
Nah.
Because that was a stretch for him.
Nobody's talking Scorpion King because nobody cares.
No. Well, and that's so he was in The Mummy, then Scorpion King, then Walking Tall.
Then The Rundown.
The Rundown, and then Walking Tall with Sean William Scott.
Then Walking
Stifler.
Tall.
Walking Tall with Johnny Knoxville, and they played well together.
Yes.
And then the fucking guy who's a bad guy in everything.
Neil McDonough.
Yes, Neil McDonough. So
yeah. But I would agree that Walking Tall was where he felt like it was finally his movie.
That was his first real, his first big acting
That's
role.
what I meant, yeah.
I agree with you, though. For me, my favorite rock movie, who is the actor of all pro rock, is Central Intelligence.
Yes.
I still have to see that movie.
Yes. You have to see,
I haven't seen
Kevin Hart. I mean, there's no better team than him and Kevin Hart. They are awesome. They're just awesome.
You guys hear this shit? He's never seen the Central Intelligence movie.
I don't watch a lot of movies.
But when you think pro wrestling and you think, all right, movie, pro wrestling, it's No Holds Barred. But I think movies and wrestling, I think two guys. And it's not Hulk Hogan. It's not The Rock. I think Terry Funk. I think Rowdy Piper.
Nice.
Terry
in
Funk,
movies?
Yep. Terry Funk in Over the Top.
Over the Top.
Okay.
Also,
motherfucking Roadhouse.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
right.
Terry's the guy who
He
Bruce
is.
Patrick Swayze basically says, I mean, he takes over.
He's got
Patrick
the,
Swayze.
he's got the big curly mullet, right?
Yep.
That's him, yeah.
And the goatee. But also before that, in like 78, 79, he was in Paradise Alley with Stallone.
Yep.
Which was a wrestling movie. Stallone played a wrestler, I think.
Piper, They Live.
Yep, that's all you got to say.
Cult classic.
Yep.
Right.
They Live.
Yep, chewing
I agree with
bubble gum
that.
and
I agree with
kicking
that.
Ass.
All right, John Cena.
Damn good. I haven't
But
seen a lot of movies
movie?
of his I don't like.
I
What
really like
movie
the first
do you
Marine.
put up there?
I would. I'm with you. I'd say the first Marine movie is my
But
favorite.
I like the comedy where he's trying to stop his daughter from fucking.
Cock blockers.
Cock blockers. That movie's blockers.
Right.
Fucking, it's him and it's the mom from
Amy Mann, not Amy
Right.
Mann.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
the
yeah.
one you were in The Good Surprise with Adam Sandler, Big
Apatow's
Daddy.
wife.
Yeah.
Judd Apatow's wife.
Now, see, I go with John Cena, and it's weird because he's not a big part, but it's the second of the what are they, Daddy's Home? Is that it with Will Ferrell? And
great.
He was
Christmas
great in those
movie.
movies. Yeah.
he is he plays the right role at the right time.
Yeah.
Shows up at the end of the Christmas scene. Everybody's singing, and he's like,
He's there. Yep. No, I'm not
doing
doing.
it.
And then all of a sudden
He
he's
does.
there. Yep. It's just phenomenal. I like that one. What else has he done? He did the
We're kind of doubling back to TV. What do you think of the Peacemaker show?
the Peacemaker show.
He's in
is
Suicide Squad
honestly
before that.
the best spinoff of a superhero movie like series done 180 degrees away from what they're doing. It's like all these superhero movies like serious as shit. Peacemaker is far from it.
not as good as the pistachio commercials, though.
I'm sorry. I like the
you
Experian Boost commercials where he's riding the big cow. He's doing everything now. He's doing voiceovers for Honda commercials.
John Cena?
Yeah.
Wow.
That one where he's saying they told him you couldn't have a motorcycle. Then they said you can't take it in a cross country race or whatever.
What the fuck did he do in Bumblebee?
He was in Bumblebee. He was one of the actors.
Yeah, it's one of the Transformers,
All right, so
wasn't
here's
it?
the-
He's one of the guys trying to take out the Transformers.
You know what his funniest things was he was in Trainwreck with Amy Schumer.
Yes. I am not a,
Where she,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
talk about John Cena having like a giant dick or something. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of hers, but that movie was fun.
I tried to watch Vacation Friends with him and
That was fun, actually.
I haven't seen
now
that
that I
one.
remember that. It was like a made-for-Hulu movie or something, wasn't it?
it was
something
Hulu.
like that.
Or
Yeah,
either that
it
or
was
it just
Hulu.
didn't go anywhere. And
Him
it was
and his
on Hulu.
girlfriend are hippie stoners, and they're just like.
Well, he's all about having a blast, and yeah, it's a fun movie.
He was also in Playing with Fire with the fella from Key and Peele.
that was
Keegan-
where they
Michael
played the Northwestern the guys that they put out the tree fires, forest fires.
There's
yeah.
a favorite at my house. That's
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
Where he's the
John
bull.
Cena's the bull.
And we got to
Oh no! That's the one where where the bull tries to give CPR to the fucking rabbit. One of the best cartoon scenes ever.
Fighting with My Family. We didn't discuss
I
that.
haven't-
Oh yeah,
It was
and
in
that
Page.
Dwayne Johnson was in that.
Yeah.
It's his movie. His
Yeah.
company produced it.
Right.
Before we get away from Cena all the way, though, we got to mention the Fast and Furious movies that he was in.
No, we don't.
I'm not a big fan of the franchise, but I thought he
Well,
did
The
well
Rock
in
was
them.
in those too.
Yeah.
Why does this say John Cena was in Ready to Rumble?
Was he?
That's
Oh
literally
yeah,
on this
no,
list.
he's one of the voices, one of the wrestlers. Yeah.
No.
No, this was a WCW thing, but I shit
Oh.
you
I wonder
not.
if he was one of the, like, maybe they just brought him in to be
Like a
one of the
side
extras.
piece? In 2015, so it says his first movie, 2000, Ready to Rumble. His next movie was Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred.
Oh, it's a Nickelodeon kids movie.
Stupid. Or actually, no, the Marina was in 06. 12 rounds, which we've
07,
had.
with Johnny Fairplay.
Yeah, we had Randy Orton did that too. The Wall? What the hell is that?
The German guy from WCW?
No. The Wall. The film follows two American soldiers, Aaron Taylor Johnson and John Cena, trapped by an Iraqi sniper. Produced by Amazon Studio. That's why, because
It's Amazon, yeah.
watch that fucking shit.
He was in Doolittle.
Yeah, I seen that.
Was he a
Voice
voice?
of Yoshi.
No idea.
Playing with fire.
I hope he didn't do a bad Japanese accent.
Now, for me, it was blockers. Cena was hilarious in that movie. The Marine was great though, and again, back to Kelly Carlson. Another shout out to.
Right.
Yeah, I'll stick with like I said, Daddy's Home 2, and then Ferdinand. I think when you brought that up, you were absolutely correct. Ferdinand was a blast.
Kyle agrees with us. He says Central Intelligence best rock movie. The Rock was just on point. 100%.
He was. Well, check this out. In Daddy's Home, Cena was in there, but he played Cool Dad.
In the
in
first
Daddy's
one.
Home 2, he was Roger.
Yes, because in the first one, he literally doesn't show up till the
He was there
end.
for 2
Right.
minutes.
Yeah. So, let me pull up The Rock here. Now, The Rock's had a lot of shit. The Rock was in
Yes.
Elvis, the new Elvis movie.
Was he? I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either, but it says he's in that. Super Pets, Jungle Cruise, Baywatch, we're forgetting.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
Baywatch was a blast. Well, Moana's Disney. Holy shit, it was good.
Jumanji.
Yeah, in the sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Jumanji
all
2.
the Jumanji stuff.
This also says he's in Rock of Ages and Bohemian Rhapsody. These cannot be
That can't be right.
The Rock? Or are they just talking about The Rock as in the music in that point?
I'm literally popular movie starring Dwayne Johnson. Am I wrong? The Other Guys.
I love that movie.
That's a movie.
He's only in it for about 10 minutes, but he's awesome. Him and Samuel Jackson.
I hated that movie the first time I saw it, and now anytime it's on, I watch the whole thing. I love it. The Dirt, Walking Tall, Fast and the Furious, Gridiron Gang, Get Smart, Rock Dog.
Hang on, did you say The Dirt? The Motley Crue movie?
Yeah, that's what it says. The Dirt, Motley Crue. This cannot be right. Doom.
I remember Doom.
Race to Witch Mountain. That's some bullshit he did early on.
Yeah, one of his kids' movies.
Southland Tales.
Don't know that one.
American Satan. He's not in that.
He's not in that.
What is going on here? I got to get on the IMDb. That'll tell us.
I have a small human at my front door.
Is it one of mine?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea who it is. Hang on. We're going to do this live, though.
Is it Maddox?
Hello?
Did you know The Rock was in Free Guy, Mark?
Hi. I can see you, but we're in the middle of doing something right now. Can you come back in about an hour, and then I can come talk to you? Thank you.
What's he selling?
It's a young lady, and I'm probably selling magazines or popcorn or, if we're lucky, Terramana. But
Dwayne has seen Elvis live and in living color. He didn't see The Rock there.
All right.
And you know what? We can trust Dwayne because Dwayne would have gone home and furiously masturbated had he seen The Rock in that movie.
No, we don't. It's not Nia Jax.
Hey, he'd have laid the smack down,
That's it.
brother. All right.
Get that.
Fashlapada,
Do you remember
fashlapada.
The Rock was in Free Guy? Apparently he's a bank robber.
Yes.
Okay. Jungle Cruise, which doesn't have a very good rating.
Is painting.
And what's
Gain on
funny
there?
is Jungle Cruise was actually one of his more like he's normal, not superhuman.
I like Jungle Cruise.
It's like
He's
his Humphrey
fun,
Bogart
yeah.
role.
It was fun.
He's going to be in Black Adam. That's coming
Oh,
out.
dude, let's talk about that for a minute. Black Adam may be the best movie he's ever done. If everything like indicated does well, this could be his biggest movie ever.
Bigger than Gem and the Holograms because he was in that too.
Yeah. In
Okay.
fact, he was
truly
a
outrageous.
hologram. He was probably just a hologram.
That is truly outrageous.
Pain and Gain. Nobody talks about that. Him and
That
Mark
nobody
Wahlberg.
saw
was
that.
such a crappy
That was
movie.
a bad movie.
Oh my
G.I.
God.
Joe Retaliation.
What?
That was also bad,
He was Roadblock.
I
He was
remember.
my favorite G.I. Joe as a
but
kid.
it was still a terrible movie.
Next to Sergeant fucking Slaughter.
Yeah.
Who was
There you
that's
go.
a TV show, G.I. Joe.
Yeah. You know, you said G.I. Joe Retaliation. I misheard. I thought you said Joe Retaliation. I'm like, who the hell is Joe Retaliation? Like, great superhero name.
But Slaughter, yeah. He was in
Slaughter,
G.I.
yeah.
Joe's,
Yep,
G.I.
yep.
Joe, it wasn't even the TV show, it was G.I. Joe the movie.
Right.
Serpentor and all them fucking guys.
Dwayne has seen Ready to Rumble, doesn't recall Cena. Nobody does.
Rock was also in Reno 911 Miami.
I remember
as
that.
Rick Smith SWAT. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yes.
It's funny.
I like Reno 911.
Be Cool, like you said. Walking Tall, Rundown. A bunch of
Stifler.
WrestleManias. Scorpion King.
Mummy
Long
Returns.
Shot. He was a mugger. Mummy Returns.
Long Shot. That was a horse racing movie, wasn't it?
Might be baseball. I don't know.
The Mummy Returns, I remember. That's where he became the Scorpion
was his
King
He
character,
was
yeah.
he was on the TV series The Net. We didn't talk about that, which was based on
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 the
the
movie.
Sandra Bullock movie, and then the really shitty sequel to it.
I prefer to call it the Dennis Miller movie.
What, Speed 2?
No, the Net.
Oh, you were talking the shitty Sandra Bullock sequels. I thought you meant Speed 2.
I thought you meant Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous.
Did you not know? There was the Net, then there was the Net 2.0. There was the Speed, and then there was Speed 2.
Electric
Both those
Boogaloo.
starred Sandra. But
Did
the
you
Net
have to
2
be on
didn't.
Speed to enjoy those?
Oh, my God. You had to be on something.
You didn't mention Speed 2, Electric Boogaloo?
No, that was not the same movie.
I love the breaking movies. They're so good.
I have the first one. I had to buy it on DVD because it's not available anywhere.
So let's talk. Let's get away from all that. Let's talk about movies about pro wrestling.
Okay.
Oh.
The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. Oscar nominated.
Yeah, people
movie.
say
thought it
it's
should have won-
amazing.
I thought he should have won
I
an
thought it
Oscar
was
for
super,
that.
super dark.
Actually, I think Marissa Tomei could have taken an Oscar for that one.
Marissa Tomei was fantastic. Mickey Rourke, though, that's
That was the movie Joe Lamondolo was so happy that Marissa Tomei was nude in.
Yes.
I don't know.
Hey, she
About
wasn't talking about
15
the
years
mud,
too late.
the mud and the tires.
Two Utes?
But there were a lot of wrestlers that people might recognize nowadays that were in that movie. Cesaro Claudio Castagnoli was in that.
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Ernest the Cat Miller, Necro Butcher.
Yep.
they had mentioned Devin Moore by name. He's a guy I know from the
Crowbar,
Indies.
right?
Crowbar. Oh. But yeah, it's awesome. Just a really gritty look at independent wrestling, which I liked. They didn't try to glamorize it at all.
Well, I mean,
that's
it's
a definite.
True. You know, the thing that stood out for me was the part where he's sitting in that American Legion at one point signing autographs, and nobody's coming up, and he's just past his prime. And you see a lot of pro wrestler. Virgil is one where he sits there and he's just waiting to make maybe $100,
if that.
Where 20 years before, the guy is the biggest name, and
he's a big deal.
Yeah, The Wrestler was an awesome.
It was a great movie.
It was. I remember so.
Also, a great song, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, yes.
That song should have won an Oscar.
I saw that movie downtown at the old theater here in Champaign. The one that closed. What was it called?
Oh shit!
You know what I'm talking about?
I know which one you're talking about.
Cowboy Monkey, that area.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
The art theater? Was that what? Just the art theater, right?
Was that open for movies? I know it was because that's where we went to see Jake Roberts when he was there.
That's where I saw The Wrestler. So years ago, before Jake Roberts, I met Jake there.
Okay.
We saw The Wrestler. I actually, my favorite memory there, and this is totally off topic, is I saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre there for a midnight showing.
Nice. Leatherface, deathmatch.
Yes. So you get to the point in this movie. It's packed, right? I think it was the night before Halloween, midnight showing, Texas Chainsaw. It's the part where Leatherface opens the door and comes out with the hammer. He literally does this. Some guy in the front row, and this was right after one of the school shootings or some shit. So it was really fucking creepy. The dude stands up and he's like, everybody's gonna fucking die. And like screams, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm looking for where to run out. This is in Champaign. I hit the floor. The dude laughs his ass off and runs out the back of the thing. And I'm like, not funny, but
no, not cool.
It was one of those feelings where you're like, where the fuck would I have went?
Wow.
Had this happened? But it literally, I think it was Sandy Hook. It happened right
after Sandy
2 weeks
Hook?
after
Oh,
Sandy
wow,
Hook.
right, yeah.
And back then, I'm gonna imagine you were a big guy, so you're not hiding behind a seat.
No,
he's hiding behind a row.
It's like, where the fuck am I going? And I was second row, and I literally did when I got it, because these guys were acting crazy beforehand. I get them like, all right, there's an exit here, and there's one here. I'm like, if some shit goes down, anytime this stuff happens, or it was either Sandy Hook or the Batman movie. I don't remember the Batman thing in Colorado.
Yeah. Well, the Batman movie is when somebody did do that. Yes.
And I was actually at the midnight showing of Batman here in Champaign.
When it happened in Colorado,
It happened in Colorado.
Yeah, it got to the point where when I go somewhere like that, I always keep an eye out for exits and all that, because I was paranoid for a little while.
Yep.
Just to know where your escape route
But
is.
regardless, the art theater, I saw The Wrestler there. And twofold, years later, we meet Jake the Snake Roberts, who basically lived that life.
Yeah.
So it was weird, and I thought about that night that we were there meeting him. I'm like, I saw this movie.
Yeah.
Jake has lived this fucking life.
Well, The Wrestler
he was this big star.
The Wrestler itself was based on like an amalgamation of true stories about some of these guys who came up and how they came up, and the losses. I think that's the bigger part of the story is the losses that they suffer, not in the ring, but in their lives because of injuries and age and just relationships and roadies and everything.
Trying to hang on to that little bit.
I mean, it's not one of those working in the meat deli and the Walmart.
It's not one of those. It's not one of those jobs where if you get the job when you're 18, you can quote unquote retire by the time you're 40, and then take this junk job after. Wrestling is one of those. You're in it until you're dead. Basically, is the way they sold it.
So we forgot about that. I just keep going back because I'm Googling. Jesse Ventura was in Predator. He was also another Arnold movie.
Running Man.
Running Man. He was
yes, Running Man was phenomenal.
So
was he just? Didn't he also participate as one of the runners?
No, I think he was just the announcer. Right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So then, who was the?
He was in Demolition Man too, apparently.
Yeah, but Jesse Ventura, Running Man. There was another, or was this guy from one of that TV show about the American athletes that?
American Gladiators?
Yeah.
Could
was
be.
That who it was?
I don't know. I'm looking. Hang on.
Because I thought there was a wrestler.
Gus Rethwich, who was Buzzsaw. He looks like a big... Look at this guy. Who does that look like?
I can't see past the text
little Dexter Loomis on like roids. But there you go. Hang on. There you go.
I definitely see it.
Dexter Loomis jacked up.
So... Let's. So you mentioned Running Man, a movie, not the same, but kind of the same, like sci-fi action kind of thing, is the Rollerball remake in 2001.
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman's the announcer in that movie. And there's still baseball cap Paul Heyman from the Alliance.
Oh, rollerball. You remember when they tried to redo, like, even here in Champaign, they did that shit. They did the roller girls and...
Roller derby, yeah.
That lasted a whole...
A cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee, brother. I heard a girl the other day, I don't know where we were at, she's like, I used to be one of the roller girls here in town. And they were like, oh, you used to body... Oh, no, we couldn't do any of that. We had to, like... And I was like, you just toned it the whole fuck down.
Dwayne got it. Jesse Ventura played one of the chasers, Captain Freedom. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought he was one of the people.
Hey, Dwayne, I was about 3 years old when that movie
But that's
came
what I was
out.
thinking.
Dwayne also mentioned Beyond the Mat.
Fucking
documentary.
fantastic.
Yeah. We're all forgetting one, a true modern classic. Maybe not. Dave Bautista.
Oh, Drax.
And Stuber.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
But Stuber was fucking great.
Stuber was hilarious.
What was the one? Was it My Spy where he's with the little girl? And he's a CIA
that was
agent?
good, too.
That was a fun movie.
Anything he's been in, I've enjoyed.
He's been solid. He's been good.
Stuber, though, is an underrated flick. Yeah. If you haven't seen it,
I have.
It's not appropriate for the kids.
I'm a big fan of Kumail Nanjiani. He's awesome.
Boy, he got fucking jacked. That dude got ripped after that movie. I don't know if Dave gave him supplements or what.
I don't know.
Kyle mentioned Randy Savage and Spider-Man.
Yes.
He's not wrong. Old Bonesaw McGraw.
Oh, Bonesaw.
What else we got over here? Yeah, Beyond the Mat. Hey, I wasn't booked for that, brother. The movie they did about Paige, Andrew, I mentioned that. That was, what was it called?
Fighting with My Family.
Fighting with My Family. Yep, that was the one.
Speed?
Did you see what Road Dogg said about Paige the other day?
No.
It was super creepy. Well, it was, and he admitted it was like old man creepy. He said, Paige was like the most beautiful girl I've ever been around. She had a Mona Lisa jawline. He's like, I know that sounds like creepy old dad. He's like, but every time she was around, I just couldn't stop looking at her. Huh. And he admitted it, though. He was like super creeper about it. And I see it, but I don't. Paige, that's more our buddy Joe's thing. Yeah, Paige is not my thing.
Okay, Dwayne says Speed was good. No, was he just jumping on the Sandy B talk, or is he?
Hey, if this bus goes below 55, we're all fucked.
I mean, Dennis Hopper would have made a great heel in the 70s, but.
So I mentioned Texas Chainsaw Massacre earlier.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna spin back around here, Mark. You've seen it, right? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Dennis Hopper.
Oh yeah,
he's the Texas Ranger.
Yes,
sir. So they do the Chili Bowl. Your game, the Texas Oklahoma game in the beginning of that.
The Red River game.
Red River game. Yep.
And the
Red River shootout.
The dude's serving chili at a contest. You know what's in the old Texas Chainsaw chili.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bill Mosley's in that as Chop Top, and just that stretch.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite horror flicks of all time.
Here's a movie I don't think a single one of us mentioned or heard of. Armed Response, 2017. Wesley Snipes. See, right there,
fresh out the pen.
Wait a minute. It's 10 years after the last thing he ever did. In that movie, actor, movie legend Wesley Snipes, movie legend. This is their writing, not mine.
Throwing around the word a little bit.
Leads a military room into a high-tech prison that's been overrun by its over-evolved artificial intelligence. Former WWE champion Seth Rollins stars as one of the many operatives infiltrating the building.
Seth Rollins? That's what my boys say.
Yeah, Seth Rollins. It's a boring mess, they said. Oh, yeah. Tuda Tequila. This is the George. This is the... We're on the Codigo.
Yeah. You mentioned the last thing Wesley did before that was in it's like 03 or 04, wasn't it? It was Speed or Blade Trinity.
Idea.
Blade? Was there a wrestler in that?
Triple H was in it.
That's right. Yeah, he was.
And he did good.
Yeah, he did. That was, I remember he did that, and that was the movie where they kind of talked like he might be able to do this.
Right. Then he did The Chaperone.
So I want to ask you this. We talked a little Hogan, we talked this and that. Name them right now. This is a quiz for you.
Okay.
3 big, sexy Kevin Nash movies. Go. Not Ready to... I don't even know if he's in it.
No, he's not in that one. Right, he was Super Shredder in Ninja Turtles 2.
Yes.
And then he was in... I haven't seen them, but he's in both the Magic Mike movies.
Yep.
Yes. Nope.
And he's also in The Longest Yard.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of another one. He's with Thomas Jane. Superhero movie.
Oh, Punisher.
He's the Russian.
That's why he cut his hair on TV.
He's
so he
the Russian.
The Punisher is great.
Super Shredder, though, before he was Diesel, before he was any of that, I think he was a Master Blaster movie.
That movie came out, 91, 92? So he would have... It was post-Oz. So he might have been Vinny Vegas.
Okay.
I've got one. This one's for our encyclopedia here. And I know he probably appreciates it. The movie Jabberwocky.
What?
Monty Python, Jabberwocky.
Mm-hmm.
In one scene, the hero visits the armory, where the armorer is portrayed by veteran actor Brian Glover, who wrestled on the British scene as Leon Aris, the Man from Paris.
Oh, good call. Great Khali was in Longest Yard.
Oh, there you go.
We don't need to get into all the wrestlers that were in MacGruber.
Hey, what about $1 Million Arm?
Yeah?
Old boy, what's his
Veer.
name?
Veer
yeah,
Mahan.
who apparently Triple H is not a fan of, hadn't been on TV since Triple
Yeah,
H took
I guess
over.
he's still got some work to do. Good evening, Keith Gibson. I see you're on there.
Big Daddy Keith. Hey, Keith, I tried to listen to Clubhouse Lounge today at work. When I pulled up the radio section, all your little swipies were blank. So I don't know if that's my problem or your problem, but
Howdy, Keith.
check it out, brother. Nathan Jones and Troy. Who's Wes Pigley?
Dwayne says Rey
Howdy,
Mysterio.
Wes.
Dwayne says Rey Mysterio was in one. Haven't seen it, though. I don't know what one is.
We don't know what a movie called One is, but if you look up in your Google food there, Dwayne, and tell us the name, we'll let you know.
Nathan Jones could call him Troy. Wasn't he in The Condemned, too?
Yes, yeah, he was that.
Yeah.
Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones was in Mad Max.
Fury Road.
Fury Road.
Yeah.
You guys remember a movie called Money Train?
I do. I love
I'm not
Money
talking
Train.
about that
Wesley
movie.
and
I'm
Woody.
not talking about that movie. I'm talking about one called Money Plane.
Edge.
Yep,
Edge is
Edge,
in that.
because it stars Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, Frasier was in
I'm
another
listening.
movie.
How about no?
No wrestlers in Down Periscope,
Look at this.
though.
Edge plays a pilot. Look at that.
Edge does.
He's very unconvinced.
He was also-
Maybe he's a businessman, not a cat.
I forget the name of the movie he was in with Jamie Kennedy where he's a cop. But I don't think it was very good.
Oh, I didn't
It
know
had
this.
Jamie Kennedy in it. No.
How about the 2019 edition of Charlie's Angels?
With Bill Murray as Charlie?
The
That would've been
2019, the more recent
2019.
one.
What didn't have Bill Murray in it?
No, it didn't.
I didn't even know
Who
it
was there a wrestler in it?
Oh yeah, pretty big name too. Pretty big name, yeah. Ronda Rousey. She plays a flight instructor in a cameo at the end of the movie,
Okay.
which is good enough for this.
Cool.
I want to talk about Sonny's movies or Jenna Jameson.
No, excuse
who
me.
was also
A
in wrestling.
flight instructor. Sorry, it's a
Fight instructor, not a fight
not a flight
instructor.
instructor. Yes.
Or Electra.
Hang on, you're getting into the Triple X business here.
Hey.
Can we
That's
also?
why we were going to bring Joe on.
We should also mention Braun Strowman was in Holmes and Watson.
Oh,
That's that's one of those movies I haven't watched yet, only because it's a really tough place for me to be with a British mother to watch a bunch of idiots
got
put on
fucking
fake
It got roasted on
Oh,
Rotten
good.
Tomatoes.
Well, I wouldn't
actually kind
mess
of
with it
enjoyed the
because
movie.
of that.
you know what one is great that you probably never seen, Mark? Hell Comes to Frogtown.
You're right. I have not seen it.
What? Roddy Piper's in that.
Well, that's okay.
Or Santa Slays. Or
Santa Slay.
I've seen that one.
Goldberg is Santa.
So Piper's in Hell Comes to Frogtown. There's a movie with Piper called Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. Of course there is.
I think DDP's in that too.
No One Lives. Iconic horror movie. Luke Evans. Brodus Clay's in that, apparently.
Okay, the Funkasaurus.
Roaring Fire is a Japanese martial arts movie that features legendary martial artist Sonny Chiba and a man by the name of Abdullah the Butcher.
Wow. Now I do know Rob
Thanks,
Van Dam
Keith.
did some movies in the Orient in the early 2000s
Yeah?
because he took time away from ECW
Bloodsport?
to it's like Black Mask or something.
Ed Wood directed Plan 9 from Outer Space in 1959. And that had wrestler at the time, Tor Johnson.
Yep, that's the guy that George Steele played in the movie Ed Wood.
Correct.
Right.
Santa Slay. Hang on, Mark. Hang on. The Man with Iron Fist. That's old.
Ron Garvin.
Right on.
No, Batista.
Batista.
Southland Tales with the Rock. That was Skinny Rock. That's Rock that lost
Right.
to Brock at SummerSlam.
Oh, okay.
Running Man, Jesse. And then number one, a movie called Albino Farm.
Seamus?
Chris Jericho
Jericho.
stars as Levi, who was not a villain, but someone who led the lambs to slaughter.
He was also in the Sharknado movies.
Is he?
Those are
Yeah.
classics.
Sharknado.
Hey.
Yeah, Ian Ziering. When I think classic, I think
I believe
Ian
it's-
Ziering.
Ian Ziering.
I
As soon
believe
as
it's
you see his
Ian
name.
Ziering.
I don't give a fuck who it is. It's Steve from 90210.
Steve Sanders, the 40-year-old senior.
So here's one. We're back to TV series for a minute. The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Keith.
Sasha Banks.
Yep.
Oh, I told Joe. Who did I tell that to? And somebody, we were talking about this the other night. Maybe you weren't
Probably Dwayne.
here. Yeah, it was. No, it might have been. I don't know who it was. I said, yeah, Sasha's a Mandalorian. They looked at me like, oh, what does that mean? So,
Yep. There's also all the Marine movies have at least one wrestler in them.
yeah, Miz has been like 8.
Yeah, but there was one where he was in like Shawn Michaels was his sidekick, and then Becky Lynch was the heater in that movie.
Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling cartoon.
Yes.
There you go.
Beautiful. I love that.
Did any of the wrestlers actually do their voices?
No,
though?
not a one.
Who's the famous actor? There was somebody.
Brad Garrett did Hogan.
Brad Garrett.
Then James Avery, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, did JYD.
I watched Everybody Loves Raymond last night. Speaking of Brad Garrett,
How about season 13, episode 10 of South Park, entitled WTF?
oh, that was the one where they start their backyard wrestling company.
John Cena, Edge, and Mr. McMahon.
That's true.
Also, I'm going to throw out It's Always Sunny, The Birds of War with Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
They're not embracing the pageantry.
Clive Owen's movie, Shoot 'Em Up.
That's got Batista.
Former WWE and TNA champion Christian.
Wait, which one had Batista? He was like one of those spy movies like that.
My Spy or something, wasn't it called?
Well, not that one.
It's like a comedy with a little girl?
Well, no, I'm talking. It's like one that's like a James Bond assassin movie, kind of, but it's not a Bond movie.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like somebody's bodyguard or something.
We've got to be missing.
We're missing so many of them.
Huge something. I'm trying to think of names here.
Keith says Narge Radio is fixed.
Narge Radio? Is that what you've named? Is that what you've decided to name it now, Keith?
Okay.
That is much catchier than Clubhouse Lounge.
No,
Narge Radio.
Narge Fancy, not radio.
Worldwide, baby.
Fancy Narge Radio.
Fancy Narge Radio. Yeah, Keith, if you could produce a station for me, I will cover Fancy by Reba McEntire. We'll just put it on loop.
With the occasional, it's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is that?
Want everybody to see The Rock out of his element.
That's Diana Johnson.
Yeah. That was in an episode of Hannah Montana.
Oh, Hannah Montana.
Dwayne Johnson in full-ish drag.
Do we want to talk about commercials next? And Ric Flair and his dick pills? Or
Yeah, I told you this.
loan companies? Or
I told you this last week. If there's anybody who's qualified to sell boner pills on the radio, it's Ric Flair.
Hey, how about Rodman? He did a double team with
Is he a wrestler, though?
JVCD. He was there for a minute.
He was there for a cup of coffee. He wrestled 3 pay-per-views. I'll allow it.
Flair was on Wife Swap. I bet he
With
was.
Piper.
Oh, that's right.
He and Piper swapped wives for like a week.
Okay, so we've done The Rock. We've done John Cena.
Yeah, we covered Hogan pretty well.
We covered Hogan fairly well.
We can do better with Hogan. We missed Mr. Nanny on Hogan.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Nanny. Is it Mr. Nanny? Yeah.
3 Ninjas High Noon at Mega
Mountain.
Mountain.
There you go.
What about... I've got one.
Okay.
Cult Classics, too. Paul White, The Big Show. And I'm not talking just Jingle All the Way. Jingle my bells, bub.
I know where you're going.
Captain Insano.
Yes.
There you go.
You remember when the Mud Dog won the Bubble Bowl?
Wes Pinkley reminds us Lenny Montana in The Godfather.
Who's that?
Lenny Montana.
Wes put us. Who's that?
I have to Google him.
Time to Google the
I'm not
Foo.
familiar with
Or Foo the Google.
John Cena doing hefty commercials. Yeah, I remember that. He's doing all kinds of commercials.
Lenny Montana was an American actor, played the role of feared hitman Luca Brasi in The Godfather.
Okay.
Now get his wrestling.
Prior to becoming an actor, he had a successful career as a professional wrestler and worked as an enforcer for the Colombo crime family. Holy shit, who's Wes? Wow. Maybe he should take
Wes.
spot.
You are awesome, Wes.
What
we like you,
Wes. Say what territory he was in?
Let's see. He was.
I'm going to say New York.
He was known as the New Jersey Zebra Kid. He soon won the NWA Central States Heavyweight Championship, defeating Dave Sims, 1953 in Kansas City.
Wow, so way back.
Way back.
Wait a minute. 1953. Does this person, did he do any acting before 59? That's our oldest one. Kyle Reed gave us.
49.
49. Never mind then. Fuck it. I'm off. I'm done. It's out.
You're good.
So, John Cena, Dave Bautista.
Okay.
He's done a lot of stuff. In fact, I'm surprised by the number of things that he shows up in. And I feel like most of the things he does, he's not doing like bad B movies. He's doing
he's in good movies.
Fairly good things. He's not,
And he's holding his own, too.
But nobody's talking about him.
No. Hang on. What do you got, Narge?
Tyler Mane, a guy who's been here in town for Dark History and HorrorCon.
Oh,
Tyler Mane.
Yep.
Was Michael Myers in, I believe, the Rob Zombie movie. He was a WCW wrestler as well.
Oh.
What name?
I'm looking at her. It's
Don't say Cleveland.
With a name like Tyler Mane, he was probably the Lion.
Yeah, he was a jobber.
The Lion.
I remember the face. I don't remember his name.
Tyler Mane. Yeah, he
was probably in World War III.
Barzini came from The Godfather, is what Wes tells us.
Tyler Mane, WCW. Here it is. Hang on. He was a professional wrestler. Tyler Mane. Michael Myers in the remake of Halloween 2. Oh, he was Nitron.
Nitron in WCW?
Yeah, like two episodes, too.
Okay.
Hang on.
When you say he was in the Michael Myers, are you talking about the Rob Zombie
versions?
Stuff. Wow.
Here it is. Nitron. Or no, he was actually old WCW Saturday Night shit. There he is, right there. Looked like a Road Warrior, Ultimate Warrior.
Was he one of the Master Blasters?
Nice. It shows he was on Future Shock. Oh, he was Big Sky.
Oh, okay.
Tyler Mane was Big Sky.
Yeah, I remember him.
So, here he is with the, I don't know if you know that guy. That's the
Stinger, yeah.
Stang. So, but he was Michael Myers. Yep. How more iconic do you get than being Michael Myers?
Wes says he thinks DDP was in House of 1,000 Corpses.
No, Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects.
Close. Yeah, he was a bounty hunter.
Rob Zombie movie. Okay.
Fantastic.
He was also in that
movie.
Wrestlers versus Zombies picture you mentioned earlier.
No. Hey, Wes, good call. I don't know how I forgot that. Devil's Rejects, one of my favorite horror flicks of all time. Him and the Mexican fella, muscles, tattoos.
Hernandez?
No, Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. Yeah. They're the bounty
legendary
hunters
Danny Trejo
that go to search down the fucking.
What hasn't he been in?
Captain Spaulding and all his fucking misfits.
Machete.
I don't know, but he's in the taco business in California, and I'll tell you what, Trejo's Tacos. I will stop there if I ever get out there.
I always stop for tacos.
Danny Trejo's awesome.
I'm in the taco.
He's on my list of celebrities I want to meet.
I agree.
I like corn, tortilla, and pink.
Yep. As long as that's a taco, we're good.
Getting your shit in on your last day.
Pick a flavor.
And Choco. I like
tacos. Okay, so Batista again. Mm-hmm. Where do we like him? He was in My Spy.
He was in My Spy. Stuber.
Guardians of the Galaxy
movies, Avengers by extension.
Right, by extension. What else has he done that you guys know?
Batista.
Dave Batista.
I want to talk about Andy Kaufman and Tommy Lister, but okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Tiny?
I think we covered
Tiny Lister.
Thomas Tiny Lister, yeah.
We talking about the guy from Friday, Zeus.
Yeah,
Debo. Hell yeah!
Damn, you got knocked.
He has done, and you know what's Rip? By the way, sorry to hear you, but the guy was in so much stuff that it was just like odd. And honestly, the Debo character and the attitude, like it like was bigger than who he was, like when you knew him everywhere else. It's like,
well, that's the thing. I even in like pop culture and stuff now, you talk about the hood and the tough guy in the hood. They're
right.
Debo.
That's
because of him.
Yeah.
Dwayne says From Dusk Till Dawn is awesome. I don't remember any wrestlers in that movie.
Unless
it's Danny Trejo.
That's a Tarantino. Trejo's in
Trejo.
Yeah.
So I have to laugh about this. I was in a branch manager, like big corporate meeting last week down in Centralia, Illinois. And they pull up this thing, and it's a commercial about referrals or working together. And it's this little young white girl, and the other guy is Tommy Lister. And she's like, you need to send your referrals to me. And he's like, I don't need to send you shit. Like, they play this as like a motivational thing. And the whole time, everybody's like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, that's fucking Zeus. That's Zeus.
Tiny.
That's it was just funny to say that I'm in a banking, like, rah-rah, and I see Tiny Lister.
Right.
That is awesome.
Right, Dave Batista, we're back. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, he's in all that. He was in Kickboxer.
Oh, yeah, the new one. The new one, 2021, yeah.
George St. Pierre.
Yep.
Blade Runner 2049 had a minor role.
Okay.
He was in Blade Runner. Played a minor. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Yes, that was fun.
Dune?
That's a Netflix movie, I think.
Is that the one that they had the zombies show up at the pay-per-view for?
Yeah, I think that might be right. He was in Dune, and then he was also in Knives Out with Daniel Craig.
That's what
Knives
I'm
Out. And there's a
Knives
new
Out. That's what
there's a new Knives Out coming, but it's being direct to Netflix this fall, this Christmas.
So
Daniel Craig is in it though.
Yeah. All right, so we put a pin in Batista.
Who else do we like or not like?
Here to see. Buddy Roberts was in Highlander.
There you go.
Buddy Jack, right?
Yeah, Buddy Jack.
Damien Demento. That's a name from an NRL.
Yeah.
He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
I did not know that.
Zeus was
yes,
in
Wes,
Universal
it was.
Soldier. Tyler Mane again was also Sabretooth in X-Men.
Who was?
Tyler Mane, Michael
Sabretooth.
Myers.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan Thunderlips. Don't know if you heard of that one.
Vaguely.
Okay.
Edge was in Highlander Endgame.
Oh, wow.
Really?
He was the hijacker.
Hmm.
Hulk Hogan was in Muppets from Space as the Man in Black.
Well, okay, we're done. We can just end the episode now.
Just stop right
Hulk
there.
Hogan was in a Muppet movie. That's all that matters.
Oh, shit. This is a fantastic movie. Kurt Angle, Koba, was in Warrior, the UFC movie.
Oh, that was a great movie.
With,
That was the Rocky of UFC movies.
it was the guy from Carnage, or Venom, Tom Hardy,
Right.
Nick
Right.
Nolte, and Joel Edgerton.
Yeah,
That
that's
movie's fucking great. It's an
Joel
8.2
Edgerton's
on
great.
IMDb. But he
Yeah.
was Koba, who's the main guy that
Yeah.
was going to win the tournament.
Yeah, Edgerton did a great job in that movie. I remember that movie.
Nathan, no, nobody cares about that. I'm just looking for names.
Cool. Somebody brought up, movies about wrestling, and nobody's brought up the greatest movie about wrestling ever. And I only say this to get under Narja's skin.
I'll bet you're wrong.
I only say this to get under Narja's skin. Nacho Libre.
I like Nacho Libre.
See
Yeah,
that?
there is a wrestler in Nacho Libre,
Silver King.
Silver King, who
He
passed
plays
away.
Ramses,
Who was
the main heel.
essentially El Santo.
The movie was in basic terms shit, but it was hilarious.
I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie.
Jack Black. I just love his effusiveness when he plays a role. I just love the way he just goes after the role.
We had some friends hung out with Jack Black this
Yeah?
past
Just
weekend.
2 days ago, yeah, they were in Milwaukee with the.
I
saw the
hate
D.
to miss him Thursday night. He was the reason I wanted to go early to Louder.
Uh-huh.
He's playing the same time as Bring Me the Horizon, who's a metal band. They're all
Oh,
right.
Tenacious D's up there
But
Thursday.
it's the Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday.
I thought for some reason they were there Saturday.
So. No, I wish.
That sucks because we got a buddy in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to my list. Stacy Keebler, Big Mama's House 2.
Okay.
Stacy Keebler can star.
Also in George Clooney's home movies.
Yes.
Yeah, she can star in pretty
Stacey
much
Legs
anything she
Keebler.
wants to.
I'm looking at
Yes, Wes, we did discuss Vader being in Boy Meets World.
Oh, we sure
discuss
did.
That was my favorite
That was
TV thing.
nearly at the top of the hour. That was like these guys were like, fuck.
Zeus, did you know Tiny Lister was in The Dark Knight? We talked about, man. I forgot all about
No.
it. He was a
Oh,
prisoner
yeah.
in that.
Yes.
I think at the end where they're trying to, right, where the Joker's in the prison and trying
That's
to rally
right.
it.
Yeah. Narge, real quick.
Yeah.
George says, Coda go.
Here's the Randy Savage. He was in Bolt as Thug. Bolt's a Kiss movie.
Right. I'm going to let you get through all these, and I'm going to mention maybe the greatest wrestling movie of all time.
All right, hang on.
The greatest wrestling movie of all time?
About wrestling.
I want to see if we're missing anything. Kevin Nash was in Grandma's Boy.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Mover
forgot.
number 2.
Yes.
Why is all the wrestlers are playing movers in these movies?
Boogeyman was in Transporter 2.
Oh,
Let's
boogies.
okay, to answer your question, because you said why are all these wrestlers
Well, I
playing
know why.
movers? Let me think about that. Oh yeah, big motherfuckers that can carry a couch by themselves.
Kurgan was in Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
He's been in some other movies since.
Yeah.
No, it's all good,
right?
Wes. We're not jabbing you. We did talk about that. We agree with you.
No, Wes is.
Wes is on
Wes is on the
business
ball.
today.
I don't.
Is this Wes's first time in the thread?
I love that
I don't
he's
remember
here.
seeing.
Yeah,
man,
he's got a flag next to his name up there. I don't know what that means.
He's outdwayning Dwayne.
Dwayne. Keep up.
John Morrison's Stormageddon, whatever the fuck that is.
He's also in.
That was the Armageddon movie where they threw rainfall on it.
Al Snow and Dan the Beast Severn.
In what?
Rudy. Al Snow.
Oh.
I forgot Al Snow was in Rudy.
Al and Dan Severn
I didn't know Dan
play
Severn was in it.
Okay.
Notre Dame
Football
Lineman.
players.
Yes, a football
Lineman,
player.
yeah.
I've watched that movie 100 times.
So have I.
I have an autographed
No
poster
clue.
of Sean Astin in my basement. Can't pick him out to save my life, but I knew that's a trivia question from years ago. Him and Dan Severn are both in that
I knew
movie.
Al Snow was.
Wow.
I didn't know Dan Severn was in that movie.
Candace Michelle is in High Crimes with Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd.
Great movie, but who is Candace? Whatever.
She was
Oh,
former
Mark.
wrestler turned playmate.
No, I mean, is that her name,
Candace
or
Michelle's
did she
her
go by
name.
something?
That was her wrestling name.
that was her
It
name,
doesn't say
okay.
what she does in that, but she's gorgeous.
I think she's just like a mom now.
Ken Shamrock was in Virtuosity with Denzel Washington.
Yep,
Oh, wow.
I remember. That was a great movie.
Zeus again and Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to hit the ones that, like, just so we get them out of the way, then we can fucking move on. Jericho and Sharknado 3, you said that.
Right.
Van Damme, 3-headed shark attack. Shane Douglas, Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. No, we're starting to get... Don Fry, the Big Daddy Don Fry, who more UFC was in Public Enemies with Johnny Depp.
Nice.
Grunt, the wrestling movie. Did I steal your thunder?
No.
Oh, Adrian Street.
Exotic Adrian Street. What was he in?
Grunt, the wrestling movie.
Oh, okay.
Test was in Planet Terror. He was a Nazi boxer.
Okay.
Yeah. Lenny Montana, Lucas Brasi, the Godfather.
There you go.
There it is. Oh, I don't know who Pat Roach is. Apparently a wrestler. He's been in a ton of fucking movies. Clockwork Orange. Like, his name has been on this list like 10 times.
Clockwork Orange. That's way out. Like years,
late
years.
60s.
Yeah.
Demolition Axe. Jake Bullitt. No Holds Barred.
Yes. I think Stan Hansen was in that, too.
Zeus is in everything, man. 9.5 Ninjas. Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Jesse Ventura was in Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe. I think that was his first starring role.
I remember that one.
Hang on, I'm almost done. Then we can move fuck on. Everybody's tired of listening to me. I had this on tape. American Angels, Baptism of Blood. Take a look at that. You can imagine why I had that on tape as a kid. There, I'd seen that. The ladies.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where I bought that. I think it was Family Video. I was like, ooh.
Was it one of those after it got worn out so bad they sold it to you for $2?
Give me 2 movies with Scotty Bam Bam Bigelow. 2.
Shit.
That is not one of them.
Escape from New York is 1. Give me the other one, the main one.
Escape from LA?
Major Pain.
Major Pain.
Oh, there you go.
Damn it. No. I remember him in that, and I just had a brain fart.
I knew we were forgetting something.
That was a fun movie. Dallas brought that up the other day. He was talking about, what's the one with the drill sergeant? The funny one. I'm like, what are you talking about, the funny one? He's like, because we're watching Stripes. He kept going, no, he describes it. Major Pain? He goes, yeah. I said, that wasn't really a drill instructor movie because he was in a fucking kid's school.
I do it all the time with Kyler and them. If one of them are crying, I say, give me your finger. Want me to show it? And he breaks their finger. Jeep Swenson was a pro wrestler. Bane in the Batman movie. Yep. What happened to my list?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, my list is gone. I think I'm done.
Okay.
Hey, but that was good. Jeep Swenson. He did. What else did he do?
He was in a couple things. He was the Ultimate Solution at Uncensored.
Yep. See? Bo Hurley. Was he a pro wrestler at one point?
The name sounds familiar.
That's because Elizabeth Hurley was hot as fuck.
What about Bobby Hurley?
No clue.
No,
but Elizabeth Hurley was hot as fuck.
Bo Hurley was over the top. He was... Hang on. Bo Hurley. Bob Bull Hurley. Rick Zumwalt. Not to be confused with rock and roll Buck Zumhoff child molester.
Right.
Not him.
Not his full wrestling name, just his name.
Zumwalt was... he was only an arm wrestler, never a pro. I get him confused with Swenson, though. That's similar.
There's somebody I do need to mention. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Girl Next Door or not.
Oh, great movie.
Wait a minute. The unrated edition?
Well, dealer's choice.
No, the dealer chose the unrated edition.
I guess a local celebrity was in that movie, Narge. One Luther Horseshoe Reigns.
He is. Well, yeah. He's like a bodyguard.
He's like a boyfriend of one of the porn stars or something.
Yeah,
but
nice.
I met him. So I was downtown one night here in Champaign. This when they did a street fest. It was the night the country guy was here. The John Deere fucking guy.
James Wesley.
James Wesley was downtown. I was with Mark and Danny, and we were partying.
We were all down here having too much drinks.
I got ready to leave with a girlfriend. I see Jack Doan. I'm like, oh, Jack Doan, former WWE referee, right? I look up, and I'm like, holy fuck, it's Luther Reigns. Dude's blitzed out of his mind. I'm like, you're Luther Reigns. Pretty much. I Google it. Yeah.
Did you get a selfie?
He lived here in town. No, I do somewhere actually have a selfie of
you
that.
Need to post it.
I gotta look.
Is it a less satisfying meeting than when you met Dan Severn in the parking lot?
No, Severn was awesome. I met Severn in the parking lot in Danville. He got out of his car. I was there to greet him. He was way nicer than Brutus Beefcake, who we booked that night. Severn was, nice to meet you, Mike, in a thick accent.
Thick Michigan accent.
No, his hand is the size of a first baseman's glove. Just swallowed mine up.
The mustache was glorious, I'm sure.
Oh, man, it was beautiful. And I watched him that night pick up a guy my size, your size, our size, over his head like garbage. He literally in the ring was like, I mean...
Strong like bull.
Strong.
Was this the Palmer?
No, this was at a place called Digital City in Danville. It used to be, not Fat Man's. It was across from Fat Man's.
It was Studio 25.
Yeah, something before that.
It was Cars.
Cars. That's the one. That's the one everybody in Danville knows. Cars. Okay. They called it Digital City.
Then it was something else in between.
A bunch of bullshit. Yeah. But we had Dan Severn that night. My famous Brutus Barber Beefcake picture I have. Yep. Brutus wanted to know where he gets some ass and where he gets some weed. similar to Spike Dudley when we booked him. All Spike Dudley wanted was, where can I get some good weed? That's all Spike wanted. This is my last night, so it don't matter. They ain't bringing Spike on.
It's weird, the number of people in the business.
That
You're
want
talking about
marijuana.
wrestling,
You're
but I'm talking about the music
actors.
business.
Yeah.
Music and actors, the number that want marijuana, cocaine, a little something to stick their something into. And it's like, you do realize that's not on the list of things I do, right?
That's not on the rider, buddy. So I got you the brown M&Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Throwback to one of our first couple episodes.
That's right.
But I couldn't find you the weed and the cheap ass in Danville.
right.
I'm not sure you want cheap ass in Danville. You know what cheap
man.
ass in Danville looks like? It looks like Mark Redmond. He's from Danville. That's what cheap ass looks like.
I'm a cheap ass.
Mark's played plenty of gigs in Danville. He knows what I'm talking about.
I've played for exposure more times than I can count.
You've been arrested for it more times than we can count, too.
Never convicted. Never convicted.
We're sorry, folks. We're jumping off the rail all night tonight.
Is that
a blast.
is that a reply back to Stripes? But willing to learn.
All right. So before we get into the my top 10 Tuesday this week, I'm going to mention my favorite. Actually, it's right up there. It slipped my mind when you were asking me earlier my favorite wrestling movie. I don't know if you've ever seen, from 1986, I think it is, a movie called Body Slam. It's got here's the stars of the movie.
Oh, there we go.
Dirk Benedict is the star. The guy who played Faceman on the A-Team.
We know Dirk.
Roddy Piper.
Okay.
Tonga Kid, Rikishi's brother. Tama from the Islanders.
Okay.
Captain Lou Albano.
Okay.
And then there's bit appearances by Ric Flair and the Sheik. I think the original Sheik was in it. But
was Cyndi Lauper in it too?
She was not in this.
Okay. She did the song.
Talk about this show.
Oh, we have to talk about that show.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll get to that.
All right.
But no, I don't know. Have you ever seen that movie, Narge, Body Slam?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
My brother and I found that on cable one summer vacation when we were in school. And
Was it up all
Wait.
night?
No, it was during the day.
When you found it on cable, was it through the squiggly lines?
No. It was just on a
No
random
good.
TV
It was
channel.
no good, people.
It's not a porno. It's a wrestling movie.
Yeah, Cinemax wasn't all porn.
If Rhonda Sheeran introducing it, that means there's no half-naked ladies in it, so I didn't watch it.
But it's plenty of cheese. It's Roddy Piper and his daughter. He's trying to support his daughter and then teaming up with Tonga Kid. Dirk Benedict is a rock and roll manager who gets into the wrestling business.
Sounds like Dirk Diggler.
Captain Lou's the heel manager. I think he might have had the Barbarian on his tag team. I can't remember for sure. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But the big blow off is the main event where the two teams are going at each other and they got Flair and the Sheik in the crowd. It's just it's glorious for wrestling fans in the 80s.
I gotta Google it.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. Body Slam.
I don't know.
I encourage all of you to check it out.
So I brought this up.
Yes.
I want to segue. We'll go right to you. Heels on
Stars.
Stephen Amell. Fantastic look at
Phenomenal.
the independent
Is
wrestling
it on Stars
scene.
or on HBO?
Stars.
It is on Stars. Oh, I still have Stars. Good. Season 2 hasn't started, apparently.
No.
It has
but
a Stars.
Bastards.
it is a fantastic look into the independent side of things. This is my segue into Vice's new series that's coming out.
Dark
Tales
Side of the
from
Ring or
nope.
Tales from the...
So they did 3 seasons of Dark Side of the Ring. We've talked about that at nauseum
Right on.
here. I suggest you check it out. Dwayne Johnson, his ex-wife, Danny, they're the producers on this. Tales from the Territories.
Oh, yeah.
And
You
it's
were talking about
got-
that the other day.
Can't wait.
Jerry Lawler. It's got Ric Flair. It's got... Fuck,
It's
I
got to
don't
have
even
Kevin
know.
Von Erich, right?
It's got a
It
Von
better-
Erich.
it better
It's
have a
got
fucking Von
Kevin
Erich in
Sullivan.
Texas.
It's got
Oh, yeah, you got to have Sullivan for Florida.
this. Tales from the Territories may trump for diehard wrestling fans. I think I don't know how much Dark Side of the Ring you've seen. I don't think much, right?
I watched a few. I really kept an eye out for the ones I wanted. I wanted to see Brody, the Von Erichs, and Gino.
and I think the thing is that when you watched them, they were all things you knew.
for the most part, yeah, Brody.
Right.
Brody was stuff I didn't know.
Gino Hernandez was one for me,
Yeah,
but a lot of it was like, oh, I knew that, or I knew most of it.
I've heard the Von Erich story ad nauseum for the last 20 years
Yeah.
in various documentaries.
That's one,
Also, I had to watch the Moolah one after
Off
all the
subject.
Firestorm.
for being AEW, I'm really surprised we haven't seen the Von Erichs and Kevin. I feel like that's something Tony would have.
You would have thought he would have jumped on
whatever.
that.
This
I mean,
Tales from
that's
the
a huge family legacy right there.
Yes.
This Tales from the Territories though looks gritty, and I hope The Rock gives us what we want. I hope he doesn't WWE document it where it leaves things out.
Yeah.
I want to see Lawler and all them.
You want to see it gritty.
Memphis, Florida.
You want a warts and all, not
I want it all.
not a polished look.
There's got to be an ECW episode, right? Because that counts as a territory. Philly.
That was kind of one of the. Yeah, I hope so. That would be awesome. But check it out. It actually debuts October 4th, so it'll probably be after your next episode. So
yeah.
Maybe something to talk about after the 4th. I won't be here. Maybe I don't know. So, folks, it is my before.
Yeah, let's get into this here. I'll let you have the floor here, Narge.
I have done this for a year and a couple, and I've missed a few episodes. And the thing is, this all started because Mark and I became friends one night at a little bar in Urbana called Boomerangs. I wore a wrestling shirt in. The old Greg the Hammer Valentine, I broke Wahoo's leg shirt. And Mark said, I like a shirt. And I knew right then and there. I'd met friends years previously because of shirts. And I said, oh, yeah? Mark said, I'm a wrestling fan. I'm like, oh, great, another one of these, you know? When you meet other wrestling fans, you're like, all right, you're either you know or you think you know.
Twain.
Mark knew as much as I did and maybe even more. And that's the thing. So we'd always talked about doing this. We never had the avenue to do it. Marco's our best friend. We love Marco to death. He would do anything for us. Fuck, if we wanted to talk about gay porn on here, Mark would probably host the podcast every Tuesday. He probably would.
I would, because we'd bring Lamandola in as the critique.
I've got a 10-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, I got a 3-year-old. And they're busy, and there are Tuesdays where I either have stuff with work or I have stuff with them, and I feel bad. Like, I feel guilty that I can't be here all the time. And they're such good friends of ours who will guest host, that will fill in. And there are other things I like. I love wrestling. I love pro wrestling. But there are other things that I'd like to explore. Tonight's been fun.
Yeah.
Talking movies and bullshit. Fuck, we could talk music video. I mean, we could do all sorts of stuff. This is not goodbye. This is just see you later.
It's just good riddance.
I will come back. There are going to be episodes where Mark's like, Narge, I need you. We're going to talk about how fucking great Vader is and my brother was wrong. And then we're going to talk about the episode where Hulk Hogan is the greatest fucking professional wrestler of all time.
I'll be on that one. And I'll be here.
He'll say, I need you because I have nothing nice to say.
That'll be true.
I'll be here for that. All I want to say is I love both of these guys. I'm not leaving because I'm upset or angry or anything like that. We're going to do shows. I'm still going to contribute to the website. Like, I'm all over the news. Maybe quicker than Mark sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't want to commit myself every Tuesday here. My wife may need, I don't know. And there may be some Tuesdays where I'm like, I don't want to go home and I want to come over. And I know there's a seat over here for me.
Always a seat.
So,
in fact, I might vacate mine once in a while just to say, fuck it, I'm going to the bar.
I want to say thank you to Mark for making this happen. We have fucking merchandise. We have followers. We have people. My wife had some random guy walk into the daycare one day and go, does your husband host a wrestling podcast? She was embarrassed as hell. I think she was a little proud. And we did that. And a lot of that's thanks to you, Mark. You keep the train rolling. Mark's had all the passion the whole time. I just kind of show up. And there's some of that where I feel guilty because maybe I don't have as much passion as Mark does about it.
And my passion's all about the Terramana.
So. Well, but all I want to say, this is my last full-time episode. It's not my last episode forever. You'll still see me on the website, and my shirts are out there. Go buy them. Buy the shirts. All that money goes to Mark now, and Mark, I don't want any of it. Just wear my shirts.
It just goes to paying the bills.
We'll work on a fancy Narge shirt or whatever it is.
Well, we have a tequila Narge still.
Yes, so I might have been born just plain white trash.
But Nargio was his name.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm going to cheers the tequila. Mark's going to get into his top 10. We're going to probably disagree.
I'm going to kind of piggyback real quick. Everything Narge said is 100% true. He's had the Wahoo shirt on. I told him, oh, yeah, and because he told me where he got that, I got my Dusty Sucks Eggs t-shirt, the red one that Terry Funk used to wear. And then, we'd gone to WWE shows, like GCW, Pro Wrestling Blitz in Chicago for all you diehard and Midwest indie guys.
And we're going to do fucking WrestleMania one year. We're going to do it.
Hell yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
In Dallas, Texas.
Well, we missed that.
To plan for...
It's not the last time they'll do it there.
Okay. I would like to plan to do Wrestle Kingdom, but getting us to Japan in January might not be easy.
God dang. We got to go without the wives then.
Yeah, well, mine might want to go. She might dig the travel.
Sushi and...
Yeah. You guys go see the geisha girls and all that stuff.
But no, single badge.
I said, outside of one or two people, there's nobody I like to talk wrestling more with than Narge. And he's getting, I joked with, I told him he's getting the Brock Lesnar deal where he kind of come and go as you please, you know.
I'm going to get the Tom Brady deal.
Every Wednesday off.
Every Wednesday off.
But no, he's right. He's got an open door anytime he wants to come back. And like I said, you don't even have to tell him. You can just show up if you want to come in.
I'll come through the forbidden door.
We're coming through the forbidden door. And we're going to go forward with... for now, a series of guest hosts until we settle on a permanent replacement. Not replacement, but new co-host.
Handpicked by me.
Well, I'll tell you who we got coming in on the next episode.
We have somebody?
We got somebody.
Oh,
who?
Our guest co-host is going to be none other than the low-life thug Marvin Moser from 01 USA.
He's coming here?
He's going to come here and sit in that chair and be your co-host.
Holy shit.
If there was anybody more... just who would fit in here, somebody named the Low Life. This is a perfect location.
So hang on,
man,
hang on, because I have some information to impart upon everybody now. So we're talking about the guy with 01 Wrestling. Okay. Now, this has not yet been announced anywhere. In fact, this is
breaking news.
This is literally some breaking ass news. Okay. There's a current and very active effort, and most of the paperwork is in place, but nothing's been officially said. But I do believe there is a 01 event coming to Champaign-Urbana soon.
Really?
Very soon. And the problem is that while I know some of the details, there's not enough for me to give out. But I can tell you right now that there are ink to paper things happening now to bring 01 to Champaign-Urbana between now and Christmas. And maybe by the time Marvin's here, we can actually officially announce it.
And I want to tell... I heard this news the other night, and I'm talking to you, David Cavazos.
Oh, right in the camera. Wow.
I might be leaving here, and I stepped out of the ring long ago.
Uh-oh. Is he coming out of retirement?
But if you want the pain train more
train
time,
may return.
Oh my
I
God.
will dust the boots off. I'll show up. I'll come out there, and I will whoop anybody's ass. I'll drink a bunch of beers. I'll bring out the chair. I'll do all the crazy shit. This is not a work. I'm shooting. One more time, I would do it. I would do it one more time. You bring the pain. You bring the pain train out, David. David, a lot of people don't know this. Created my very first logo years ago. But I told you at the bar the other night. We talked about this, and I was drunk, but I didn't forget. I said one more time. I'll do it one more time. I've got a list of opponents, but if you got somebody, I'd be happy to do it.
I personally have
more time.
I personally did forward the idea that Narge and Redmond should jump in the ring together at one time.
I cannot compete.
He would be in my corner. That is the Bobby Heenan to my fucking Andre
this is the manager.
Giant.
I will be your manager if this happens.
Hey, I might have two managers. I have Titty Nashville. And
I was
I'll have Big Reb.
I don't know if I can fill the caliber of a Titty Nashville, but I can store some foreign objects.
We'll bring it all. I'm in the best shape I've been in. Well, I'm in okay shape. But I would tell you what, I'd do it better than Ric Flair. David Cavazos. Call me.
So you heard it here first. The Pain Train is willing to come out of retirement for one night only for 01 USA.
Yeah, so keep your eyes and ears peeled, because if the paperwork gets signed and everybody's happy with the deal, which, like I said, everything I've heard so far, it's going in the right direction, then within the next 2 to 4 weeks, there will be a 01 announcement in conjunction with another announcement, in conjunction with our own announcement, that 01 is coming to Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, this year before Christmas.
Nice.
And I if I could tell you more, I would, but
I'd deliver
I literally got
off
this
that middle rope frog splash.
I got this information this weekend. I discussed it with the promotion people involved in this event, and they're stoked. They're excited. They think everything will work. They think it's a go, but until it's a go, we can't tell you what it is.
I was like, no, I ain't heard none of this. We heard brief the other night. Mark got me all fired up at the bar. I was about to drop somebody and give him the old end of the rail. End of the whatever.
Terramania?
Yeah, move it. Yeah, the Terramania, brother.
Dude, we could have our own wrestling show. Terramania.
That is a shirt.
That would be awesome. Terramania.
The old Terramania.
It'll say WrestleMania, but it'll say Terramania. It'll be red and yellow with rip holes. I got you.
You do it in the Carolina blue, like rip. Yep. Terramania.
There you go.
I will see if I can make that
happen. Right. So before we segue out of this motherfucker, I know Mark's got his fucking list. We know he's got his list.
Dwayne said it would be awesome. I hope Dwayne's in the front row because I pop Dwayne.
Because
like an old grandma in Memphis,
when you flip out of the ring, he takes a bump. That's all we know. Dwayne, you're taking a fucking bump. Okay, so before we go to Mark's list, I don't give a shit what it is. If you hit his ass, it hurts. So Narge. Before Mark goes to his top, I want to hear your top 5 movies starring, co-starring, or having a wrestler, or about wrestling.
Okay.
But they have to be scripted movies, not documentaries.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Go, your top 5.
Number 5, Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze,
Yes.
Terry Funk. Number 4, Over the Top, Sylvester Stallone,
Yes.
Terry Funk. Number 3, They Live, Roddy Piper. Number 2, Central Intelligence, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. Number 1, Hulk Hogan, Tiny Lister, No Holds Barred. Sorry, nice. Rocky 3 doesn't hit the list. I love Rocky. Rocky 3 is number 6.
My list is simple. Central Intelligence, 2. Rocky 3, 1. Yep. Everything else, good, bad, or indifferent, but those are the 2 that I look at and go, those were both great movies with wrestlers. One where the wrestler's turned into an actual actor, Dwayne Johnson, and the other where the wrestler, the only acting he did was in a pseudo-porn thing where he said bad words. But he was also in Rocky 3. Okay, Mark, it is your turn.
All right. So my category is a little more
and everybody listening, we want you right now to type in your favorite movie starring, co-starring, or having a wrestler in it, or about wrestling, but it must be a Hollywood-type scripted movie. No documentaries allowed, no life stories, none of that bullshit. We want this to be about the oddness of it. So go. Type them in now. Mark, go.
Okay, so it's, in as usual, no particular order until you get to about the top 3. So, number 10, I'm putting in Gridiron Gang with The Rock. Just great performance on his part. It's not about wrestling, but, Dwayne Johnson is Dwayne Johnson.
That was actually and I watched it like late last year, earlier this year, because it was one that I'd missed.
Yeah.
And the story behind it, the whole redemption story, because that's the one where he helps the prison kids, basically, right? The kids that are
the gangbangers.
Yeah, the gangbangers. That was such a good inspirational movie.
Yes. That's not the Fred Durst movie?
No.
That's what's that one called?
Shit.
The longer yard. You know what I'm talking. It's a full movie.
It's not the longest yard.
No.
It's a good movie though.
Yeah. All right. So number 9, I'm putting Goldfinger on there. I mean, it's got Odd Job.
A great flick. I agree. Yeah. I agree. It's a Bond.
Right. Number 8. Number 8, I got The Marine. John Cena's big breakout acting role.
I remember, but it didn't stick.
It's got some good action to it. Plus, Kelly Carlson.
Kelly Carlson. And the villain.
Robert Patrick, T-1000.
Yeah, fucking T-1000, Terminator 2.
Yes. All right, I'm at number 7, and I'm going Be Cool, another Dwayne Johnson picture. And I put that
John Travolta movie.
Well, but I put that on just because it's such a stretch for The Rock, because he's playing a gay bodyguard who wants to get in the movies.
Is it really a stretch?
I was going to say, are you sure it's a stretch?
I'm pretty sure he's a staunchly macho hetero man, but that's neither here nor there.
That's what they said about the Rock Hudson.
Anybody with a beard.
True. Hey.
Wait a minute.
All right. Number 6. I got to put Rocky 3 in number 6.
I agree.
Thunder Lips.
Hey, same
I
spot.
absolutely love your choice, even if it's 5 off.
Same spot.
Yep. Let's see, number 5. Okay, top 5 now. So I'm putting Body Slam at number 5.
Oh, not on my list.
Well, it's kind of an obscure choice.
Never heard of it.
Right. Number 4. I'm going to put They Live at number 4.
Okay.
Roddy Piper.
I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick
right.
ass.
Most long-winded, ridiculous fight scene ever at the end of that movie. with Keith David or David Keith. I always get those two mixed up.
It's Keith David.
Yeah.
Okay,
that sounds right.
I know they look very different, but
they look absolutely different. Which way are you going here?
right.
That is such a cult classic, though. Like,
It
you go
is.
to horror movies,
It is.
they live shits everywhere.
Is this Stephen King or just similar to Stephen King?
John Carpenter, wasn't it?
Well, John Carpenter,
was John Carpenter, yeah.
Is the movie based on a King book or not?
I don't believe
think so, no.
Okay.
Because King didn't do a lot of alien stuff,
Nope.
to my knowledge.
I don't think so.
No. Where am I at? Number 4?
Yep.
Okay.
Predator.
No. Well, that's a good one. But number 4, I'm going to go Over the Top.
Roadhouse. Oh, yes. Yeah. Hey, that was my number 4.
Was it
Over the Top is great.
Over the Top. My brother's first movie he ever saw in the theater. My mom and dad took him when he was a kid. He was little, but I don't think he remembered much about it then. But then we watched it later on
How
TV.
fucking young is he?
Anytime I arm wrestle anybody,
Born in
you got to
79.
do the hand
You gotta
thing
do the
with
thumb.
the
You got to turn the
Take
hat
it over,
around.
man. You have to go over the top.
Right. And you got to turn the hat around. And,
Like this?
Just
like
like-
Link?
yeah. Plus, the guy's name was Lincoln Hawk. How cool of a name is that?
I know.
What's with Lincoln Hawk, Bo Hurley?
Flash
Yeah.
Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
they,
those
guys.
well,
in
you
the
know
movies.
when they were scripting that movie, they were like, "We need some really badass names." You know what they did? They looked at the porn industry.
No,
and they said,
that movie-
"These sound like porn names. This will be strong."
That movie is literally the arm wrestling equivalent of No Holds Barred. If
It
you look
is.
at the No Holds
I
Barred
agree.
like
I agree.
wrestling names,
Yeah.
I mean, look, Stan Hansen was in. All the fucking weird names go. Yeah.
All right.
go.
Number 3.
Number 3,
Number 3, I'm going to put in The Wrestler, the Mickey Rourke movie.
great choice. Great choice.
And we didn't mention The Wrestler, the AWA movie from like 1974. It was like
Vern Gagna?
Vern Gagne, yeah.
Gagna?
Yeah.
Gagny?
And his son Greg, not to confuse with former Twins shortstop Greg Gagne.
I was gonna say Greg's family member, Greg Gagne.
Talk about fucking nepotism. That
Right.
guy sucked. Go ahead.
Oh, my brother chiming again. Wait, Princess Bride is definitely best. Friday is good too. I mean, so, yeah.
Hey, John,
Yeah,
you had
Princess
107
Bride is
points this week. Shut the hell up.
Princess Bride is a forgotten one, like as in like I think about it, but Princess Bride is definitely up there. But I didn't see Andre the Giant's part as the bigger part of the movie, which is why I always forget about it.
Now, see, no, I do have that in my number 2, Princess Bride, for Andre's performance.
That's a great choice. I'm not saying it's not. I'm
Ariel
saying that's why it escaped my brain.
Andre
was
in the Holocaust cloak. With
Yeah, that's That's it.
You're hitting us with Suburban
Pirate
Commando.
Roberts.
Come on.
No, but you're getting warmer.
Oh, The Nanny is your number 1?
Mr.
Really?
Nanny, Mr. Nanny is not my number 1. Sherman Hemsley's finest work, by the way. My number 1, for me, it's a no-brainer.
Ruby, Ruby, Roo.
Oh, wow. Oh, the boy.
He
Is
said,
that this year?
I said, you're not Scooby. You Scrappy. No, I'm not.
Number 1,
Yes.
Nards, we're on the same page, man. It's No Holds Barred.
Come on.
It's
The whole, is that Dookie?
Didn't they use that line in Caddyshack too?
Hey, Dookie. That movie, though. No, you're not wrong. Hogan, Zeus, the bad guy.
Kurt Fuller?
Kurt
Come on.
Fuller,
He's
the
in
fucking
everything.
ultimate 80s bad guy.
And then it's got Axe and Stan Hansen
Oh, man.
in the Battle of the Tough Guys.
Who else is in that? Is
Who's
the
the
guy
goat?
who beat John Stossel in that? Isn't he in
Dr.
that?
D?
Yeah.
I don't think he
Schultz
is.
in that? The guy that looks like him. The guy who used the hairspray on his hair.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, come on. Hang on.
It's slipping my mind. I think we need to do a viewing of that one here on the big
Mark
screen.
needs to take the big screen. We watched
We can do
football
that.
last week, and Mark didn't even drop the big screen. Nobody said anything.
Oh, wow.
We watched on the little baby TV. Just a little
baby
uncircumcised
TV.
baby TV.
All right. So that's my list. Before we go, I do want to get our plugs in. ProWrestlingTees.com/JTRPod. We do have a new shirt up this week.
We do.
It's royal blue, and it's got a new logo, kind of inspired by the Charlestown Chiefs from Slapshot.
Right on.
Blue and gold, and it's on the front and on the chest, like on the
chesticles.
right, and then the back's got the original logo in yellow.
Right on. Right on. Uh-oh.
No holds barred. Did you know Jos Le Duc
Joe LeDuc, yes,
was the big headbanger in that? That's a crazy fucking dude.
he's nuts.
Stan Hansen was Neanderthal. Pete Doherty was Klondike Kramer.
The Duke
Pete
of Dorchester.
Yeah, Pete was a wrestler.
Jobber extraordinaire.
Klondike Kramer. Mike Scott was Bulldog McPherson. Jeep Swenson. Was in
Jeep
that movie.
Swenson, yeah.
Lug Wrench Perkins. Come on, listen to these names, folks.
It's a who's who.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Was the Mad Dog or what? Bulldog? I don't know. One of them. I remember he sprayed his. He was like, sprayed his hair with hairspray and shit. But whatever.
Yeah. So back to the plugs here. We still have the pediatric cancer T-shirt available with our logo with the ribbon on it. I had originally said it's going to be 50% of the proceeds going to the V Foundation. I think we just might as well just pull the trigger, just go 100% of the proceeds go to the V Foundation.
I have no problem with that.
So,
hey, what's his speech? What's his Jimmy V?
Don't give up, don't ever give up is what he says.
Ever?
That's right.
Give up.
Great speech, but they're doing business with Connor's Cure Foundation through WWE also.
I'm putting you to task right now.
Okay.
If David Cavazos accepts my challenge for whoever, we need the JTR Supports Pain Train T-shirt.
Done.
It's got to happen.
All right.
We'll have the whole fucking army out there. We'll have the whole fucking, what do you call a big long thing of the train? I don't know.
It's a pain train.
We got the whole train. It'll be we'll do it.
It's literally going to be the pain train. You know why? Because them shirts are $25, and that's painful.
It might take us that many people to carry him back.
I got a history of being a little dangerous in the ring, but we'll do. I am dangerous. Fuck yeah. I want somebody. Maybe I'll beat that thug that you got coming on in 2 weeks. Maybe I ought to beat that guy.
Hey, if y'all bring the bottles of Terramana to the event, if the event goes off, which it looks like it will, but we don't know yet, and the pain train is involved in the event, after the event, the pain train will be feeling some pain. We know this because he's not 20 anymore.
No.
However, if you bring Terramana, he can then become the pain train on Terramana, meaning he becomes Tequila Narge.
That's true. Mid-match,
it's like a superhero move.
Instead of hulking up, Terramana
he's Terramana-ing down. No, you're being Terramana down. Trust me.
We'll gimmick a Terramana bottle with like water.
We have totally written the whole match here, and we're ruining it. So
we don't even have an opponent yet.
We don't need an opponent. No, he'll just go in the fucking ring and bounce around the wall, just bounce off the ropes a lot and fall.
The old Pain Train Open Challenge. We'll send Dwayne the Rock Carter out. Hey, maybe Kyle Reed. I don't know.
No, it's Dwayne the Speed Bump Carter.
Mindy Elam, you want to wrestle? We'll scissor daddy ass out there. I don't know
if Rob Leach is there.
Who the fuck?
Hey, Dwayne, are you willing to get in the ring? Dwayne, are you? Because the Pain Train, he'll come get you, brother. He'll come get you. This could be your moment.
But yeah, if the Pain Train is indeed leaving the station for another go round, I will gladly be your manager for one night.
Fuck yeah!
Even if Titty Nashville is there, I will be there anyway.
Hey, I need a valet.
Isn't that usually played by?
That's usually a lady.
Have you seen Mark in a skirt?
You know what? Well, thank God I haven't.
It is a kilt, sir. A kilt.
Yeah, because it kills everybody's ambition to see you ever again.
I told you the train runs. I got a gang.
I got gams, baby.
Hey, I got a gang. You know, nice. I was initiated. We've talked about
that's it.
MDK Champagne Crew. So
our next episode is with Marvin.
We're gonna have Marvin, the low life thug Moser, with us for a full episode.
Not sure let him know I challenged him.
We'll get an answer then. But we don't know yet. I think we're gonna start getting into, Marco, like specific topics for full episodes.
I was just about to bring that up. Just so you guys know, while this has been a fun run, this year has been a blast. I mean, hanging with two of my best friends, one who knows more than everybody and one who drinks more than everybody, and then there's me, who I know a lot and I drink a lot. I'm kind of the middle guy, which is weird. I'm never the middle guy, but I am this time. I think it's time that we walk away from...
It's still going to be a very wrestling-centric podcast.
Yes.
But
the biggest problem here, folks, to be quite honest, is I don't know shit about wrestling. Now, if you'd like to listen to Mark ramble on about wrestling for 2 hours every time, I can leave the room. He can talk to himself, and you can enjoy it. But we feel with Narge...
I'll have a co-host still.
But with Narge leaving and us not having a co-host every show, we feel like the shows where it's just me and Mark probably will be more off the rails than not. Because on those shows, we have to bring something in that I can talk about, or else it's just Mark.
Yeah, but since we got Marvin, we'll stick with wrestling next week.
That'll be a wrestling show all the
episode. Way. But we need a topic, so we'll think on that. If you guys have any suggestions, whether it be a wrestler, a pay-per-view, territory, whatever, post it to our Facebook page, put it on our Twitter at JTRPod. Send us a message. Just tell us what you want to hear, and we'll try and make it happen.
And also, on a topic coming up soon. Because I actually picked the topic tonight because I'm like, man, you guys fucking talk about wrestling, and I want to talk about something I know, which is movies. I do. On an upcoming episode, we're going to talk about the best entrance songs by wrestlers at any level. I don't give a fuck. All we have to know is that you have evidence that that song was used when that wrestler entered.
I like it.
Can I give mine now since I won't
Sure.
be on?
No, because you could be on one day.
I doubt it.
We haven't decided when this episode is going to happen.
We haven't. I'm just saying that this is a topic I could actually get involved in.
I just mentioned his gang a minute ago. All right. Yeah.
We don't care about your gang or your bang.
All right, so I think it's time to put a plug on this.
Mosey on down the road.
Narge, thank you for over a year of service to this podcast. We salute you, sir. And
when do I get my paycheck, Paul?
I got one of those rubber checks. I'll get it to you here pretty soon.
Didn't you just hand him a quarter earlier? It's like 2 years of work he owes you.
Oh, no.
The old Paul Heyman treatment. I heard there were hot dogs and handshakes in the hallways.
That's right. But so we will move forward. Narge, like I said, you're welcome here anytime, man. And I'm sure you'll take us up on it. So for Marco and Narge, this is Redman, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.